That's what the kids are signing up for, is MAME references in there. Or is that start spreading this news is from Hello Dolly, right? Shit. Why am I asking anyone else in here at this table?
I can't tell you the answer.
All right. I'm sure somebody out there is into archaic Broadway musicals.
I do not know where.
That have often been turned into...
oh, hey, look, we're actually live, and my phone has sent me an email that we are now live on our channel.
Yeah, it is New York. Cool. Maybe that's not actually from... Maybe that's just a song, not even from... whatever.
Spreading the news?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You're leaving today.
Yeah.
Stop spreading the news.
Start spreading those nudes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Start sending me nudes.
Slide in my DMs.
Ooh, look at that. Spiders 2000 live stream.
Make a fake account.
I don't want top chat. I want live chat. Yeah. There's 2000 live.
Can't hit that button fast enough anymore.
We're going to talk about how he enters the room.
Always get some inception there.
I'm assuming there was no trivia for this movie.
No. There are 3 trivias, and they're all fucking useless.
Are they the stupid bullshit?
Yes.
User-created content was a fucking mistake.
Was the continuity error I noticed in the goofs? Or do we have to save the goofs section for when we live on the air?
I didn't look at goofs yet.
It might not be a goof.
It's probably not there, but there's a 2-shot, or there's a flipping between a 2-shot of one of the cops, and then one of them, his gun is racked back like it's empty, and the next one it's not, and it just keeps flipping back and forth. His gun goes from loaded to not. It's just one of those dumb things I noticed. I'm not actually dinging it. I don't care. Like, I guarantee the obviously rope spider web was not as noticeable in the original way this movie was meant to be seen.
Crappy VHS.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I mean, 2000
or really DVD. I'm just saying, like, in 480p. I don't know what we watched it in. It was probably better. I don't know. I mean, if nothing else, the AI was upscaling it. So.
Oh man, this dude was in Project Shadow Chaser 3.
Which guy? The William Dafoe?
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe, not William. I guess he would be William Dafoe, though.
Yes.
I was thinking Willem Deforgery.
Well, it's
I know, but you can't convey that in a podcast.
I can if I go FAUX.
Well, yeah, but then it's awkward.
Or I could just say like the French.
Willem the French?
Like the French fake foe.
Oh, yeah.
Fake for... You can say original French for fake. Fabergé.
No, that's French for egg.
Mm-hmm.
Your thing is not in the goofs.
Oh. Well, we could put it there.
So technically it is not a goof.
I mean, we could put it there. We're users.
I don't have an IMDb account.
Oh.
Fuck that place.
Do you have to have a pro account to contribute? Or no, you can't. You cannot have to. All of those weird people cannot have pro accounts.
I don't know, but you do have to have an account.
Well, sure, yeah. I've resisted signing up for an account somehow all these years.
Much as IMDb begs for me to have an account, I know I don't need to have an account.
About every 4 or 5 times I launch the app, I'm just
every time I launch the app.
Maybe later.
It's like, please sign in. Please, please. All we need is for you to sign in, and we can finally make money.
Begone, annoyance. I just wish to know who this person was in this random scene.
Right.
I was not watching on Amazon, so I could not just click a button and see it.
X-ray.
Which is
pretty good.
And now I've noticed that it does it with music now, too. If this certain scenes have a popular song, you can the X-ray will now tell you what that is, too.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
I used that at Mackie's house.
Aloha, Hula. You have returned.
Oh, holy shit. It is the poison one. The Hula.
Mahalo for your visit.
Our fartist.
That's all. And now I've exhausted all of my Hawaiian spam and pineapple. Yeah.
Spam, maybe not so much Hawaiian. Associated with Hawaii.
Oh, I don't think they make it, but they consume it, I believe.
You get what you can over there.
Mass. Yeah.
It's not fresh fruit.
And hello, Robert. Sorry to, gloss over you.
What up, Bobbert?
Well, that's just standard.
Bobbert.
That's like a standard appearance fee. That just gets a. It just doesn't work on an audio podcast.
I
But
mean,
we're not
come
on the
on.
audio portion yet. This is only for YouTube, so I can give the.
Come on, we can't ignore Bob. He's here all the time.
I know, but I'm just saying that's so he gets a little.
No, he can get a
Sup.
he can get a verbal
He gets a-
hello.
he gets a
He
sup.
can get a fur.
A sup nod.
They don't.
I
they
can't
don't just
stop doing it.
They don't just nod at Norm when he comes in the door.
Well, that's true, but
See, here's
but
yet
they don't
another
say anything
person.
when Cliff walks in. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not saying, Robert, that you're Cliff, but you might be. I mean, that's not all bad. He knew lots of things, but he also lost on Jeopardy.
See, I don't. Bob wouldn't lose on Jeopardy.
Well,
And
he was
hello,
doing really
C-Mics.
well, but he got cocky at the end and bet it all on the final Jeopardy when he didn't have to.
Oh, look, I can react, and there's Matt or Matthew.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, wow. Now this is like a
That's Matt G from
what's her
our
face?
Discord.
The
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I would
the sheep
assume.
lady. God damn it.
I
What?
can.
The lady who saw people through her magnifying glass through the TV. Who was that?
It's romper room.
Is that Romper
Right.
Room? Yeah.
I
I see.
have no idea.
Well, he was just naming everyone that was here. He was like, I see Robert, I see
Yeah.
Hula. I see.
It's romper room. I don't know
Yeah.
the lady, but
Oh, I think I'm confusing the lamb chops lady with Romper Room.
Oh, I have a light. I forgot about that
I don't
light.
remember Shirley
you do have a
somebody.
light. Ooh, I should turn my light on.
Yo, dog, it's lit with a light. Hang on.
Like my brain half works.
I'm poorly lit. I'm about to blind myself. Damn. There we go. Much
I was
better.
poorly lit last weekend because hotel drinks are expensive.
Oh, I get it.
That's about alcohol.
Yes.
Punchlines are funny in the Dr. Mrs. the Monarch voice.
Yes, and especially if you explain them,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all it's all compounding.
Right.
Anyway, it's nice to see you all
Yeah.
here today.
Thanks for coming here to listen to us talk about spiders.
I didn't even post on Twitter yet.
So we don't really have a second half for random stuff anymore, but having just done this voice, I wanted to point out that I think maybe perhaps I bemoaned that Venture Brothers just sort of ended.
There's going to be another season, though.
Yeah.
No,
one
there's
more.
a movie.
A movie, yeah.
Yeah, the
That's
movie. The
that's
movie-
like a season.
The movie is out. It's out now. I'm saying I've seen it. It exists.
Oh, okay.
What
Yeah.
are your feelings on it?
It is it's a good possible conclusion. I mean, I'm saying like it leaves it open ended where they could do more, but it's like it's more of a satisfying like if you ended it here, that would be okay too, kind of way, sort of thing, than just like whatever cliffhangery stuff was going on when they thought they were going to do more.
Gotcha. I don't think I caught the last season.
No, I liked the movie. The movie.
Okay.
The movie. Is that Community movie still happening?
Are they actually
They
going to
said
do
they
it?
got Donald Glover back. Apparently, that was last I heard. But
That's awesome. Oh, I mean, man,
But-
that makes me so happy. Like,
Chevy Chase not back.
well, that's fine.
I think everyone agrees.
He died on the way.
Hey,
back
he's
to his
he's already
homeland.
dead in the show, so it's fine. Like, he's a hologram. Maybe they could still use some of the old hologram footage that they recorded.
Maybe they can replace him with AI.
Was the last thing and I'm not being spoilery other than like the title of the movie makes zero sense until like almost the last line of the movie. I mean, it's one of those like, what the hell does this title mean? And then it's like it's in like the very last speech in the movie. And it's like, oh, okay, that's what it means. Because it's like Venture Brothers Radiant is the blood of the baboon heart is the name of the movie.
I mean,
Yeah, I know
that
would-
makes as much sense
yeah now
as anything.
and it is
you know.
yeah. I'm just saying it.
Okay. Well, now I only have to watch the last few minutes.
That's true. Yeah.
spiders. Yeah, breathe directly into that microphone.
Me? Was I doing that?
You don't edit anymore.
Surprisingly, it's annoying live,
It's
too.
not your problem.
I didn't realize.
Sorry,
I
Boston.
was having.
It's your problem.
I was having a heavy think.
Oh man.
Shall we?
Oh, sure.
Do you have any Barbie thoughts? I'd like to get off before the show.
Like, oh my God, do you have any Barbie thoughts?
Barb's thoughts.
Barbs. Barbie is surprisingly good.
Everybody I know has liked it. I do not know anybody who's like, that was not good.
Man-child haters on the internet.
I don't know any of them.
Cool.
I have ignored them.
Good job.
They-
you are
they-
living life correctly.
They are like the Razzies. They made their decision before the movie even happened.
Right. It's not like great. It's not like, oh my God, this is the best movie I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But it handles the Barbie IP in a surprisingly deft way. And
It's good.
it's fun to watch. It's funny. Margot Robbie is pretty good. Ryan Gosling is really good. Supporting cast is really rather good.
Is there anything Ryan Gosling isn't good in?
I don't fucking know. I don't.
I mean, he's probably seen the most Ryan Gosling of any of us, I think.
I am skating through my Goss knowledge. I'm sure. I mean, yeah, he's definitely got a bad movie somewhere in his. I feel like there's something early on when
I'm going to look up the
making-
Goss.
less than good choices.
Let's see what the Goss has to.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I mean, maybe I'm the Razzies now, but I mean, like, just based on where this filmmaker's trajectory went, I have to imagine Only God Forgives isn't very good because I haven't enjoyed anything Nicholas Winding Refn except for Drive.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Bob.
I'm just going with that, but yeah,
Oh yeah, he did Gray Man too, and
I liked.
I don't know if that was good or
I liked the Gray Man.
not. Okay.
That's the much better Chris Evans and Anna de Armas movie than the other one because
Yeah.
that other one is. It's a movie.
Uh,
That ghosted movie is, man. It is. When you look up movie in the dictionary, it is.
half of the Letterboxd reviews say, "Was this written by AI?"
Yeah, I mean, it kind of. Yeah, it's just like
Okay, Song to Song, from my understanding, is not good at all.
song to song.
Song to Song.
Okay.
Is that what I'm thinking of? Terrence Malick, yeah. Because it's Terrence Malick post Tree of Life. So, nope.
Okay.
He might be good in it, though.
He could. Gangster Squad. From the director of... what was that zombie movie? Shit. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, he's got...
Did he do pretty well even in his younger years?
Yeah, man. Mickey Mouse Club. Fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Fucking
and Canadian
wrecked it.
Star Search.
Remember the Titans. Terrible wide receiver. No, actually, he was the safety. Terrible safety. He was on Hercules: The Legendary Journeys.
Oh hell yeah!
Holy shit, he was young Hercules in Young Hercules, the TV series,
Oh
which ran for 50 episodes from 1998 to 1999.
wow!
Yep. Sorry, I'm looking at all. Yeah.
I want to check out Big Baby Buff Goss now.
Big baby bump gauze.
I mean, I don't know. I assume maybe he is.
It appears the Disney Channel stuff is not in his filmography.
Interesting.
It's probably because it's listed as himself, because they're usually playing themselves.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Yeah, because that's where you're also going to find whatever Canadian Star Search thing he was on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Stunts.
Barbie's pretty good. I think it has a lot of messages, but it's also an entertaining movie.
And you didn't see Oppenheimer?
Not yet. no.
Okay.
I wanted to go see it in IMAX, but I also didn't want to drive 45 minutes to World Golf Village because I don't like that place or
Sure.
that drive.
Sure.
And those seats suck.
Yeah.
Have they? Is there still an IMAX at the Space Center? I mean, or do they just do space?
I think they just do
movies?
space stuff
Okay.
there.
I mean, Oppenheimer's NASA
Adjacent. Let me see.
I mean, without his work, we probably wouldn't have gone to the moon or blown up a bunch of people. I mean, these things.
Hula, he did like Goosebumps and stuff when he was a kid.
He did. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah. Or was that what it was? Okay.
I'm gonna wait to see Oppenheimer. Until
And yes, Robert, this is the Spider movie featuring a space shuttle.
I'm gonna wait to see Oppenheimer until the sequel comes out. Yeah, Oppenheimer 2: Back to the Stone Age.
Yeah, that'll come out shortly before the fall of society.
Yeah. We'll have to project it with sticks and stones.
Yeah, the KSC. I'm actually waiting for, because I can't see it in IMAX. I'm seeing it the next best way, which is I'm waiting to get it on an iPod video.
Yes.
Oh,
on my
nice.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both eyes, so
Yes. Yeah.
I just like using the word Oppenheimer as a verb.
yeah.
Like when I described someone in one of the mini painting channels on Facebook, one of the groups that has like literally thousands of people. Somebody just posts, "What's the best brand of paint?" And I'm like, that dude just Oppenheimered this whole fucking group. Like friendships will be lost.
People are gonna die.
Yeah, they like feelings will be hurt. Threats will be leveled.
I just dislike that this movie exists. That it's no longer like fringe knowledge to know who created the atomic bomb or what deeply regretted it. I mean, it's like that used to be like a little feather one could have in their cap of like,
Right.
or
I mean, it
or
shouldn't have.
or
Yeah.
not or faux Dennis Miller references.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still. Yeah.
Was it Dana Carvey making fun of Dennis Miller? Like, is that what we've decided that it was?
I think we've determined that it must have been
someone doing it.
Yeah, Dana Carvey doing
Dennis Miller.
or someone else doing
Right.
Dennis Miller.
Mm-hmm.
It could be from
Monday Night
Celebrity
Football.
Jeopardy. Could be could be from
Nice
Monday
play
Night.
there, Oppenheimer.
So many things.
Good luck on your G. No, I'm pretty sure it was Dana Carvey or somebody doing it on the Celebrity Jeopardy skit.
Probably.
Good luck on your GED, Oppenheimer.
It always works though. Kyle's here too. Man,
Hey,
we
Kyle.
got people. Spiders brings out the crowds.
Right?
Who would have known?
All the freaks.
Well, you'd think we'd
Come
get
out
a
at
few out of our 1.2
Yeah.
thousand subscribers. The
Yeah.
least subscribers of any movie channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like Zodiac motherfucker was like, they should have just Quentin Tarantino'd Oppenheimer. Like when he lights it off, it just lights the sky on fire and literally the earth dies and that's the end of the movie. It's like rewrite history. Who cares what actually happened?
Oh, there's the one that Barbenheimered.
Ah, nice. We also want quantity. We want. I know there's more than 1.2 thousand cool cats out there on the internet. Tell your friends.
Yes, we talk about quality, not quantity, as we record episode 583. Oh my God.
We strive for both. I say, ¿por qué no los dos?
Yeah. I mean, the whole Barbenheimer thing is just it. I got hipstery on it at a point.
I know you
went,
did.
It
I
went
know
too
you did.
far, and I was like, "Hey guys, have you heard 2 movies come out same day, and they're not the same?"
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like that's literally every fucking movie release.
Yeah.
I think part of it is just because everybody got so wrapped up in Barbie. I feel like that's a bigger cultural event
Oh,
than
definitely.
Oppenheimer by far.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
think the box office numbers support that. But I think everybody just got so wrapped up in Barbie, and they're like, "Oh, hey, wouldn't it be fun to make this a thing also?" Since they're counter
Yeah.
programmed.
I mean, some of us many years ago went and eat prayed Expendables.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm just saying. Some of us have been doing disparate movie days
Yep.
for a long time.
Oh man, early 100s episodes, Kyle. How bad were they?
those episodes were all right.
Yeah, they were,
Actually, yeah, we
they
kind
were
of figured it out by
post-Chuck.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck had shown up. We kind of knew what
We got
were
our
doing.
shit. We got our shit together.
Wild to me now that Chuck showed up so early in the BMF lore.
And
Yeah,
it's
what
like
is it?
500 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Almost. Wait, is it exactly 500 episodes ago? Was Deathstalker episode 83?
Someone has internets. I mean, I don't know.
Ooh, none of us do.
I mean, I don't. I'm watching things.
Are you?
BMFcast.
Deathstalker is episode 83.
Holy
Wow,
shit!
happy
shit!
500th episode to
Happy 500 episodes since Chuck.
yeah, and then however many since Chuck left.
500 AC.
Since Chuck was like, "Fuck it all, I'm out."
I guess we have
I enjoy my
we have
free
BC
time
and
more.
AC, so yeah, we're different. We got before Chuck and after Chuck, and then we have after
just-
Chuck.
See.
That was when we entered the third age.
We're BC, DC, and AC. We're
okay.
before Chuck, during Chuck, and after
the
Chuck.
age of Chuck.
Man, Space Truckers, one of the funniest podcasts ever.
The Chuckening.
Well, thank you.
Man, I wish I
Spruckers. I don't remember a single fucking thing
is that
about
the one
that.
where he gets like his robo dick kicked off or something?
Well, I mean, he had
Charles Dance.
the Magno Pulse Wang or whatever it was, or
Ooh,
something Pulse Wang.
magnetic pulse wang?
Yeah.
I believe that's where we also started saying Charles Dance the night away. Chuck the intern. God, I do not remember any like.
Chuck the interns. I remember
Not
Silent Jen.
only is the passage of time have no meaning anymore.
It's
but I
non-linear.
just do not remember any of that shit. Like my brain's full, man.
I turned on that extra sense, so I see time differently now.
Oh God, yeah, you did that. Oh,
Yeah. It's like a flat circle.
Asian correspondent who was my girlfriend at the time, and then we broke up and didn't talk to each other for like 5 years, and now we're best friends.
I'd say it worked out.
It's great. It's great. We, didn't work out romantically, but
Still
we're
got
awesome
along.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
We took a break.
Mm-hmm.
We were on a break.
Yeah. Oh, we took an official break.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I'm just spilling some more BMFcast lore.
Yeah.
Well, and Silent Jen's his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think,
Silent-
I
Yeah,
think-
I ended up married her.
I mean, I feel like I feel like there's been enough proof in that pudding. Or I don't
Yeah,
know what
I've-
that, that,
I've-
that sounded
Yeah,
so
correct.
wrong.
It
I've
does.
mentioned it.
I did
enough
not
times.
mean it like that. Yeah. No, I just mean I feel like that information has slipped plenty of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you all about my weekend. I went to Atlanta to the
Played
Southern
pinball.
Fried Gaming Expo
With Chuck.
with Chuck and Shiny Lights T-Strel,
Yeah,
another
there's another.
BMFcast alum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a great time.
I
We
didn't
had
go,
so
but I'm
much
wearing
fun.
a shirt from another trip there.
I did want to go to Criminal Records,
yeah.
but we didn't have much time. We were kind
Yeah,
of
I mean, I like going to Little 5 Points. It's just annoying because it's like pay to park everywhere or park a million miles away.
yeah.
And also this time of year, it's hot as fuck.
Yeah, and so there was a Braves home series this weekend, so traffic was just absolutely insane the entire weekend around
people still go to baseball.
right where we were. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right where we were staying is across the street from the.
They always schedule that fucking convention during a homestand for the Braves.
Yeah,
Because I remember going to the varsity the last time, and it was like, oh my God, there
Yeah.
are 3 billion
Yeah,
people in here.
that was like the game had literally just let out, and it was just. I mean, but we still got in and out of there like really fast. And it's
Yeah.
kind of the.
don't worry. There's not much to talk about in Atlanta. We went to Micro Center. We went to SFGE. There wasn't as much pinball as we wanted.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time trying to play pinball and walking back and forth because, like, T-Strel and I think I was like 2 weeks late on getting my hotel room, so we had to stay at the place across the street from the convention center. So we had to walk across this little pedestrian thing, which is honestly not bad. It's a third of a mile, but it was hot as balls. And there were a bunch of stairs. So going back and forth, that thing, yeah. My nemesis, the stairs.
That was me trying to summon my claptrap voice.
Yeah, I didn't really tell anybody about it, Jens, because I was like, I just want to go, and I've been turbo stressed lately. I didn't want to plan or schedule anything other than getting there. And I apologize for that. But
And I was in Minnesota
yeah,
for my
Mackie was
parents'
in
50th
Minnesota.
anniversary.
I was in
Like,
Jacksonville, Florida,
yeah.
where I currently am.
Hello, Cat.
BMFcast says
Also,
hello.
Didn't know if you would have joined, so maybe if
Me?
not you,
no,
Jens.
Jens.
But anyway, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, there were other people I was supposed to contact going if I went to Atlanta anytime this year, and I did not contact them either. So,
So don't feel special.
Yeah.
don't feel well.
Yeah.
What I mean is,
Already you're not special,
No.
but you're like,
No,
you're
it's
not
like
special.
you
Don't
blew
feel-
off everybody.
right? Don't feel bad because I blew off everybody
Yeah.
that I know in Atlanta.
Yep.
All right, Cat.
And I was busy giving a speech to my parents that
That's
made
dumb.
them cry
Okay,
because I
that's fine.
fucking roasted them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's glad to see them here together. Of course, I mean the bride's legs. It's one of the best,
That's pretty good.
toasts to give.
That doesn't work if it's my mom.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that's why it was even funnier because it's so inappropriate. It's extra inappropriate. Was it a anniversary thing or something, or what kind of?
Yeah, their 50th anniversary.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
And there were like 25 people there who were at the wedding.
Wow.
And I was like, man, y'all
Were they
are
babies at the
I
wedding?
was like, yeah, y'all still alive? What the fuck? What you doing here? I was like being in the Catskills up there. I was like,
Oh, so you roasted him like Henny Youngman. Which is ironic now. I mean, especially since he's dead.
wow,
but, I mean,
Kyle, you've been married 24 years. How fucking old are you? I've only been married 10. Not even 10 yet.
I'm going to guess 46.
Kyle got married when he was 12.
I went over. I almost went 44. I should have got under, like, Price is Right.
You think
24 years.
you think I'll still be alive on your 50th wedding anniversary?
No, I'm
That's
not going to be
40 more years.
No, I made a point of saying that. I'm like, if I make it there, I will be 87. And I looked at Jen. I said, good luck. Good luck getting me there.
I'll be 81.
She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I will die before then. I'm not making it. There's no way I make
Oh no,
87.
that's right. I have to make it to the next Halley's Comet, so I have to stay.
Oh, shit. That's
yeah.
right. We had this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
By the way, I don't know if I ever came back and confirmed that, but I talked to my dad,
Yeah?
and he was like, "Yeah, that's what we were out there for. We drove out to like South Ponte Vedra Beach,
Mm-hmm.
where there's the
Like Nicholas cut off.
not quite there. I don't know that area very well,
Oh, good
but
job,
where the pedestrian walkover is now, that parking lot before that, that's
Yeah.
where we went apparently.
Huh.
Yep.
So you've seen it. Now
Yep.
you just got to make it to the next one.
Just got to make it to the next one. 16 years, congratulations, Kyle. For some reason, I didn't think you were still married. I don't know why. I don't think you ever have mentioned your wife.
My wife.
My wife.
Yeah. Me neither. Never mentioned her.
I have managed to be unmarried for 41 years. I think that's pretty good. Anybody
So-
beat that?
He beat my record.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, speaking of things that
Let's
make
talk
lots,
about it.
make lots of babies and bite your head off, let's talk
Yeah.
about spiders.
Okay.
I don't know what that
My man's got jokes.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 583.
Holy fucking shit.
I know.
It's so many.
That's a lot.
It's got to stop.
That's too many. That's too many.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And what we do each and every one of these many BMFcast episodes is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Fuck yeah, Robot Jocks.
Everybody loves robot jocks.
However, there are bad movies, as in Stay Away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in the giant bags of trash that we're going to stick them in.
Don't want.
Boo.
Yeah.
Do not want.
So again, just randomness ensues. Brings us to year 2000s. Spiders.
Spiders.
I don't know if there's an exclamation point at the
There
end.
is not. Don't,
No.
don't say it that excitedly.
Though
Spiders.
the movie title on screen looks like it should have
Oh, it
said
should. The font
Spiders.
says.
Yeah, it's
the
like-
font is begging for an
Yeah.
exclamation.
Isn't it like, Comic Impact? Like, like Yeah, I'm just saying, like the Boof Pow kind of
Yeah,
impact
kind
of. Yeah.
fonts that they use in comics, not
It's kind of like the
impact font like the current.
well,
thing.
no, it's more like the Zombies Ate My Neighbors font.
Oh, well, okay.
You know, kind of. It's like that. It's
Yeah.
like spiders.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Wow. Chuck apparently covered this on one of his horror seasons.
Oh, you mean 31 and 31?
Yes. Water Cooler Films.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was season 12.
Okay.
He covered it. And I'm glad I did not remember anything about it.
I must not have watched that episode. I mean, a lot of times. No, I'm just saying. A lot of times,
It probably
like,
got fucking yanked.
well, a
by
lot of
YouTube
times,
or
like
some shit.
I've watched a lot of them, and sometimes we have watched a movie that he's covered, and I don't realize it until a certain scene. I'm just like, oh yeah, but I must not have watched this because it never.
Yeah,
triggered.
that snake one.
Right.
That snake one for sure with Kenny the Closer.
Sure. Absolutely. Yes. I mean, I knew that going in. I mean, that left an impression, an indelible mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, you know, there was a time period in that, like, Sci-Fi Channel DVDs that just come out kind of era where we just don't really get too many movies like this anymore that are sort of high concept with no budget. I mean, we get the mockbusters. That's about as close as we get, and generally speaking, those are all shit. We've bemoaned the Asylum's filmography for years that it could be a film school for people, and it would cost them literally nothing extra. Just get people that actually want to make a movie that's good. It doesn't cost you anything more. It just get people instead of, like, you know, that are just going to shit out a movie.
Yeah, or have people that have written a script before they show up to set.
Right. Yeah. So I'm just
It's
saying,
not that hard.
It's not that difficult.
I mean,
anyway.
yes, it's hard to write a script. It's not that hard to do it before you start filming.
Right. There are
The timing needs to
thousands
work.
of
I
people
highly
out
recommend
there.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's thousands upon thousands of kids in schools right now wanting to be in the movie industry that would happily work for nearly nothing, probably less than you're paying your. But it's probably also a crapshoot because, you know, projects will fail completely, and, you know, and then they can probably hire these people that they just know will be on budget, get it out, make their little bit of money, and do the next one.
Yep.
Anywho,
Yeah. Anywho. But yeah, this is that era
It is
of
that
just
era,
like,
yeah.
man, let's make a sci-fi thing. Let's get it on DVD. Let's get it the hell out.
yeah, but this is also in the era where it's not 100% CG. Also, like, there's still lots of practical gooey effects in this. So it's that time where it's enhanced, you know, air quotes, with CG that it was not ready for anything, and, you know, things that aren't lit properly, they're non-specular lighting and things like that. I mean, it's like, but most of this, I mean, I would say a large portion of this is either miniature or model work and, you know, goo bits.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
I think like 80%.
Yeah.
Something like that.
yeah. I mean, it's very obvious when it's like, oh, there's cartoon spider. That's 100% fake. But so your basic plot is kind of weird, especially because I didn't realize. It wasn't said in the beginning what level of newspaper our lead character journalist is working for. It turns out it's a college newspaper, which is even weirder because she's pushing 30 easy. And it was just like, at what point do you keep working for a college newspaper and stop? You know,
I
like,
hate to tell you, she was 23 when they filmed
23.
this movie.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
She just had that,
She had
like you
older,
mentioned, the
yeah.
Janine Garofalo, older than she is,
Yeah.
/ too
Yeah,
old for
this is
shit.
Lana Parrilla, who,
Okay.
if you ever watched Once Upon a Time, she was like a big character in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
She-
I mean,
I remember
that, like,
seeing her on lots of commercials for that show that I never ever
Yeah.
watched.
And it's not like she looks old.
No.
She just looks
older than
She
college.
looks too old to be in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's one of those people who has a mature face,
Yeah.
which I've tried to tell somebody that before, and it does not go over well.
You know what?
There's got to be a.
There's not a way you
Just
can say
don't
that.
even say it.
I have discovered that.
Yeah.
There's not a way you can say it kindly.
I mean, I feel like there are too many words. Like, you know, like you could have a wise face. That would be different than having a mature face, and it means the same kind of thing. Like your
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
your face displays that you've seen some shit in your life, and I don't mean that like a bad thing. It's just like
Or it's just, you
yeah.
don't look old, you just don't look young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's-
there's people with the opposite problem. Like, you know, I
Right.
mean, only in the last couple of years has Matthew Broderick like actually started to look like an old man, you know, and before that he was just a weird band baby for years. It's just like that is also a weird looking effect to me when
Yeah.
you just perpetually look like a baby. So,
Paul Rudd is 60 years old and looks like he's 22.
Yeah, but and that's just good genetics because I mean he doesn't look like a baby. He just looks like
Yes, he does.
he still looks like he's
He
23.
looks like he stopped aging at around 28.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it's like he didn't stop aging at 14 like Matthew Broderick.
Fair.
So
Yeah, and then Matthew Broderick fast forwarded
that's
to like
what
60.
That's what I mean. It's like all of a sudden he had like the Asian thing where it's like like it's like you look so great and then all of a sudden holy shit you aged 30 years in a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
yes, she is our main character.
Right.
She's 23 years old.
Sure.
She's
okay.
out of college.
So
Okay.
she's exactly college age.
Fine. Okay, she's a college newspaper reporter, which also is like, I don't know many college newspapers that are like, you have free reign to go out and do an assignment. I mean, it's usually what's happening at the cafeteria,
Right.
Like,
Yeah, college newspapers don't cover anything hard hitting.
right, and definitely not conspiracy.
The worst
theories.
you're going to get is a protest on campus.
Sure,
is-
or
is-
like, hey, is it fair that this this minority group is being treated this way? Things like that would still be
Yeah.
central to with a campus focus. This lady's basically like a baby Fox Mulder,
Right.
and is like running around like writing.
But working on a journalism degree instead of a, FBI cold case or whatever.
Yeah, no trust of
now
the
I'm
government.
running. I wish I knew what a baby fox was called. I think they have a name.
Kit.
Kit.
Pretty sure
So
it's
it's
a kid.
Kit. So it's
She's
Kit
Kit
Mulder.
Mulder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Somebody fact check me on
All right.
that because I'm not looking it up.
All right. But yeah, I mean, it's just she's, she looks, she's like '90s Janine Garofalo look, slightly unwashed hair, different colored fingernails for every finger, just kind of general grungy, and runs around in a Canadian tuxedo the whole movie until she doesn't, starts losing pieces of it. But
Yeah.
denim head to toe, if you don't know what I mean. And she's got
She's got a hacker
she's,
buddy.
Yeah, she's got a science hacker guy and a photographer
Yeah.
who barely ever
In air
touches a hammer.
quotes. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's chasing. She believes that there. Oh, she's found. In the beginning, she's found two people that claim to be aliens. They've come to the office, and she's trying to convince her editor to let her write a story about them. And he's like, "Get these freaks out of here," because they're just like what the female is like playing with a coffee filter, and the other one is like drinking a coffee creamer.
yeah, the little cups.
Yeah.
That's later, but they're just acting weird.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've come to your planet, and I had to work at the Freezy shop, and they fired me for not taking care of the Freezy machine or something like that.
Yeah.
But then they start speaking in some,
Well, they speak German first. yeah.
Yeah.
they start
and then
speaking in
Danish.
something that sounds like it's weird made up language, but it's Danish.
Is it Danish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, IMDb.
All right.
Yeah, we don't know Danish.
Well, I mean, I mean,
I mean, I know she's
are you saying
Danish.
that? I mean, the first part that was German sounding. That was the Danish bit because, like later,
It was all German or Danish rather.
But I mean, like later, they were just like zip boop beep dop. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think that
that's,
was. I think that was supposed to be their alien language or
No,
whatever.
that's
Yeah,
Swedish.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Swedish.
Borky, bork,
It's
bork.
Swedish
bork.
scatting.
Yeah.
Bork.
First you take the alien. Yeah, okay, I know Swedish.
But anyway, this does not go anywhere. It comes up again, but it doesn't
Yeah,
go anywhere.
not
It's
really.
basically for her to try and convince the editor to let her write the story about these people, and then he sees the people and he's like, "Hi, thanks for coming. Get the fuck out of my office."
Right. I want. And this is one of my. There's plenty of lines that are. I mean, there's lots of things in this script that it's like someone says something and then everything else they do is contrary to that. But the editor is basically like, get these freaks out of here. I need you to go cover the shuttle Solaris, I believe was
Yes, Solaris.
is landing, and I need you to go cover it. And that's your assignment. And she's like, that's not hard journalism. It's like scientific
literal
I mean, like
journalism.
scientific advancements that are happening on the space shuttle isn't hard journalism, but you chasing these Danish aliens around is. I mean, like, I don't know.
Dalians.
She's not going to get her big break chasing science stories.
Right. But she goes anyway. But surprise, we're also getting shots from the shuttle and what's happening there. And their plan is that they have a hairy ass tarantula spider that they've put in a NASA box, sent up in the shuttle. And when they're in 0G, they start injecting some goo into it. And
Alien DNA.
And nearly immediately, the spider's like, haha, I have superpowers now. Oh, because they also get hit by a solar flare, so the spider also
Right.
gets Fantastic Ford at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it scientifically or if that's just the reason that things get out of hand
Right.
on the space shuttle.
Yeah, the way it plays out, you're just like, wow, they injected it, and then it went nuts.
Yeah.
But it's actually, I guess, they inject it, that hits, Spider gets loose.
Yeah, he just sees an opportunity. It's like,
Yeah.
while they're worrying about their light bulbs popping, I'm going to leap on this one person's face
Yeah.
and inject an egg into it.
And there's a really good shot through, like most of you're seeing all this through video screens that the people down in.
Yeah, you're seeing the Houston
Yeah.
feed or whatever.
Yeah, but it's like the world's darkest feed, of course. Like they're all watching these screens in a completely black room.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one shot where you just see somebody like it's very clearly a spider on a string, like just getting smacked into the guy's
Yeah.
face, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Ah! And it's pretty good. But then,
The best acting is reacting.
yeah. Oh, we'll talk about reactions later.
And if you can react to react well to a rubber spider being shaken in your face, then
Yeah.
you're doing well.
Yeah, but there is a shot of him where and like there's a shot of him and the side of his face is already bubbling up.
Yeah, and pulsating.
And, and pulsating, and we're like, oh man.
But yeah, I mean, so there's NASA guys that are calling all this, and what the hell's going on? Give us a status report. And then Mr. Man in Black walks in to the back of the room, and it's like, what's going on? Tell me. I don't know if they dropped the mother-in-law name right away, but
Yes.
it's
They
pretty
do,
quick.
pretty
Yeah,
early.
Yeah, because there's a younger dude who looks like Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
who's kind of like he's still in a suit, but he's like, oh, lock down the back sector. He's giving them instructions.
Yeah.
But he's also like, shit, this has gone way wrong. And that's when the Willem Dafoe looking guy comes in at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, he's Willem Dafoe, like French spelling.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Because it's like the old Kevin Smith commentary on Roadhouse, where they're like, "Hey, we should get a guy like Ben Gazzara," and then Ben Gazzara was available.
Yeah.
But this is more like, "Hey, we should get a guy like Willem Dafoe," and they're like, "Willem Dafoe hung up on us." They're like, "All right, how about this guy then?" But anyway, he comes in and he's like, "Sir, it's bad. I told him to lock it down." He's like, "What else did you do?" And he's like, "I sent him to Edwards." He's like, "Don't you dare."
Yeah, bad move.
They got to secure mother-in-law.
Yeah, doesn't he say like we're going to
We're going to send them to the cleaners.
Yeah, send them to cleaners, which in my mind means burn up on reentry, like scrub it. But no, apparently,
No, he wanted mother-in-law alive.
Yeah, well, apparently it means redirect to the secret base that Janine Garofalo is like now going in. Yeah, or what do we say?
Yeah, we don't
Garofalo,
even
no.
know. We
Yeah.
don't even know why she's there in the first place.
Right.
Oh,
Because the people had
she's-
identified it.
yeah.
The alien people.
Yeah, she had a black and white photo of a base. Showed it to
Yeah.
the Danish aliens.
Photographer guy brought her a photo of the base. She showed it to the aliens. The aliens freaked out, and she's like, "Aha, we have to go
Yeah,
there."
this is when they started speaking in their gibberish.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when they went.
Alpha
Okay,
Centauri
so that's why
language.
they're there, is because she's chasing this lead, however tenuous it is.
Yeah, and they're at the fence, and is it electrified or not? And the dipshit photography guy pretends to be electrocuted, and then like 2 seconds later, the shuttle literally buzzes like 20 feet over their head, and crashes like right in front of them.
This is some great model work here.
Oh yeah,
And by
it's-
great, I mean fucking bad.
it's yeah. I mean, it's weird. I don't know what scale they used, but it was wrong. Like it wasn't big enough. Like it just doesn't look.
It
right.
wasn't big enough, and they lit it too well.
Yeah.
And it was also like weirdly shaped, like from the bottom.
Yeah. Well, the
a
one
strange
dumbass
model.
goes, "Is that a UFO?" And it's like, bitch, it's 2000. You have seen the space shuttle at some point.
Yes.
But anyway, it crashes, and then they just go start exploring the crashed space shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, cool, it's the space shuttle. And she's like, wait, they said it burned up on reentry, because her editor called her on her cell phone and said,
Yeah. Why aren't you?
"Why aren't you here writing this story? This is a big deal." And she's like, he's like, "Karen's here, she'll write it." And she's like, "She's not as good a writer as me." And she's like, "Well, she's here."
That's true.
Slams down the phone. So she's like, "Well, I'm going to get a better story. I'm going to go in the goddamn space shuttle."
Huge mistake. And Mr. Photographer, the whole time, is just standing there like, camera in his hand, another one around his neck, and just looking. Just fucking looking.
Hey man, film is expensive, or
I have
or floppy
worked-
disks, or whatever they're shooting.
Film
on.
in
Yeah.
2000 was not expensive.
Okay. I'm trying to make excuses for it, but I don't know.
Listen, I have worked with dozens of photographers at this point, and they all take photos of fucking everything
Yep.
all the time.
Even on film.
Yeah, even on film they did. This guy, he's like, "Oh, we're in a crashed space shuttle. There are people who have their chests have exploded out like fucking Alien," and he hasn't. He's like, maybe I should get some shots of this. Like he literally says that at one point.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, maybe.
I think he might. I think that other camera might be a really early digital camera.
Oh yeah. Like I thought it was the one that actually took the 3.5-inch floppy disk at
the
first.
Mavica. Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ! But
Yeah.
no, it's
maybe
like
he's like part sniper. He's
it's like an
looking for
early
the-
Kodak
He's
digital.
looking for the one good shot. He's not gonna like expose his position until he gets the one shot he needs.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I
yes,
don't
he
know.
doesn't
But
take
yes,
very many
they
pictures.
find a couple bodies that have exploded open. They're like, man, stuff got fucked up on the shuttle, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
and-
eventually they're like, "You should probably get some pictures of this." I'm like, you think?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. While he's taking pictures, suddenly there's a survivor, and he's like, because he is,
Yes. That's
he
exactly
is
what it was.
that motherfucker's spidered up.
Yes.
He's just all swollen and nasty.
He's full of venom and weird spider stuff.
Yeah, he looks like he got a big old Egger suit on.
Yes.
He's just a fucking mess. But he collapses, and they're like, oh Jesus! And that's when
Yeah.
the feds show up.
and we've seen like they keep having teaser shots of the spider running around the space shuttle, and you know making you think that they're going to stumble on it, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They just when the feds show up, they basically hide, and then eventually get outside of the shuttle and hide in the troop transport truck, which just generally speaking, like maybe don't hide in the big giant truck that can hold lots of people or stuff.
Yeah, they just
mean-
jump in the bed of that truck
Yeah.
like it's like it's a smart thing. Like the rule is never lead yourself into a confined space,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh well, they didn't follow it.
No, they didn't. They never follow this.
No,
They-
they do the exact opposite in every
They
situation.
get in the back of the truck, and then proceed to have bagged bodies thrown on top of them.
At least three. At least three.
At least three.
And I mean, and to make the scene even grosser or whatever, is like they've got those like white, clear, almost clearish body bags. that
Yeah, they're not
hucking-
even body bags.
Yeah.
They're just like trash bags.
Yeah.
They're the trash bags that like environmental services uses when they come around.
How would you know about that?
I know things.
Yeah, but so that's how they're stuck, is because they are stuck under literal dead bodies.
Yeah.
And there's a doctor. They bring a gurney out. They get the messed up astronaut on it,
Yeah, the one who's still alive.
and there's a doctor who's like, "We got to get this man to a hospital. He needs medical attention." And of course, Willem Dafoe's like,
No.
"You're taking him down to wherever the fuck
Pathology.
Yeah, pathology." And he's like, "Sir, this man's gonna die." And he's like, "Wrong, you are," and fucking shoots him.
Yeah, don't question me, or else this will happen to you.
Yeah. And meanwhile, the younger guy, the Tom Brady looking dude's like, what the fuck? You just like shot the doctor? He's like, "You're gonna have to get used to this if you're gonna be in this job, kid. You know the rules,
Yep.
et cetera, et cetera." Think of any more cliche things I can say. But so they load the body up, and they go down a tunnel that appears to be like right there.
Oh, we've also seen a shot while we were getting spider teased in the space shuttle. The real ass tarantula spider has crawled across the
Dying guy.
Yeah, the Edgared up dying guy's face, and then crawled down into his jumpsuit and injected. I mean, it's an egg or something
Yeah.
into him, but we don't know that really at the time until we find out that it's like these things reproduce asexually. So,
Yes.
yeah, but yeah, it injects it with one of those and then it crawls out and gets stepped on actually by the
younger
Tom
guy.
Brady guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the other guy's real miffed that they
That was the only survivor he cared about.
yeah, but yes, he's got a spider goo in a bag that once was the spider, and he's very upset about that. But yeah, because they're hiding in the back of the truck with the dead bodies, they get taken to Area 21. I think they
Yes,
they call
called it
yeah.
21. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever Area 21.
Get me out of this secret base. But yeah, somehow the soldiers come and unload the three bodies and don't see the three of them in the back of the truck. I don't know how.
There
but
are no lights in this facility.
There aren't many. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I guess, but
Yeah.
also
but
just
now they get out and start just sneaking around. It's not like we're in an underground military facility.
yeah, they're really not like trying to get out. They're like, well, we're here now. We might as well.
Yeah,
snoop.
she's like, "We're gonna break the story," and both of her friends are like, "You realize we're in like a fucking military base? Dudes will shoot us."
Yeah. Also, you seem nonplussed by the fact that we just had three bodies on top of us for
Yeah.
a car ride. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you get over that initial shock really fast when they get thrown on top of you.
Well, I mean, these are fresh bodies. I mean, like, I'm just thinking about think about how Karen Allen or Kate Capshaw responds to like dead bodies in a Indiana Jones movies, and those are like mummified, pieces of crust. I mean, this is like gooey flesh, fresh.
Yeah,
stuff.
those bags are probably dripping on them.
Yeah, it's gonna smell.
They were
I
not
mean,
old enough bodies to be like dripping. I don't think.
You saw them.
Yeah,
Them shits was busted open. They were like a goddamn watermelon you smashed.
I would assume most of the goo has already leaked out. But anyway,
You'd hope.
Anyway,
Yeah, this lets them proceed to start sneaking around. They poke around. They see, oh look, there's a little alien baby in a jar. There's like dead.
I think
there's
that's a John
experimental
Carpenter
shit.
alien baby.
Yeah, something like I forget which. Yeah, the IMDb trivia will tell you which one it is.
Right.
I don't recall.
wait,
anymore.
so it's a prop from something else?
Yeah, from something else.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was, it couldn't be. No, well, it could have been. What year did Alien Resurrection come out? Because I mean, like,
No, it wasn't one of those.
I mean, it looked like one of the.
Yeah, that was
half-Ripley-
'97. So
Yeah.
it could have. But yeah,
I'm just saying, like,
yeah, there
you
was a
know.
lot of that type of shit. Yeah, but yeah, think of Alien Resurrection, the messed up clones, and
Right.
that's probably what a lot of that stuff looked like. But
then then they
eventually they sneak around and find the theater.
well, they also find like there's a bunch of dumb references. Like they've got Jim Morrison's body and something that's apparently JFK's body or something. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just saying they've got Kennedy's death date on a casket or something.
Yeah, and
It's-
she says no one here gets out alive right after looking at the Jim Morrison one. It's like, fuck you, don't do that. Anyway, yeah. So eventually they get to the theater area above, looking at the astronaut, and there's two doctors who are there's or nurses or whatever they are, but they're checking him out. And then she's like, "We got to help him. Nobody else can help him."
Right.
And again, it's one of those like all of her actions in this movie is if you ask the question, "What was your plan?" There's no logical answer whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, it's a jump to conclusions without it's the jump and don't care about the conclusions. I mean, it's,
because she's like,
everything's just
we got to help him.
Yeah.
And it's like, how are you going to help him? First, fucking look at him.
Yeah. First, he does need medical attention.
Yeah.
You're none of you are capable of that.
Yeah.
You're not in a place that could do that.
Yeah, you're also in the middle of the desert. How are you going to wheel a gurney all the way over to wherever the hell you parked?
And also, why is your
And
obligation to this random astronaut versus your friends?
And you're also surrounded by military dudes that
Who will shoot you on sight?
they will probably shoot you. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, she doesn't plan anything, but also at the same time, photographer dude is still not taking pictures.
Yeah.
He
He
snaps a
started
couple-
taking
he's-
some
yeah.
when they were looking at all the alien fucked up stuff in jars.
But this is well lit to answer a comment in the live stream. Like, this operating theater is as well lit as anything else
Yeah.
could possibly be in this base. And dude's just like, nah. I only got 2 rolls of Ilford 400. I can't waste them on earth-shattering knowledge.
I loaded it up with 800 speed, and it's
Yeah.
too bright in here now. It won't
Guy's
work.
just looking for excuses. He actually just took up quote unquote photography to get chicks. Has no idea how a camera works, which is why he's using the point and shoot.
Yeah, he doesn't even
Yeah.
have film in it.
Right.
Yeah, don't use 800. It's just gonna be grainy as shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, photo nerds. We're all
We all know too much.
Yeah, but anyway, so the doctors leave for whatever reason, and they sneak down, and the guy and the astronaut's just like, no one gets out alive.
Well, he does use.
Kill everyone.
Actually, he wakes him up because he does take a picture with the flash in the,
Oh, that's right.
in the brightest.
In the most
Right, that's
brightly
right.
lit room is when the flash goes
yeah,
off.
right in the guy's face. He's
So
like,
clearly he
Yeah,
doesn't know
right
how to
in the
set
guy's
his
face.
flash either.
So yeah, he wakes up. He's like, "Yo, help me, not kill me." But then gets like 3 help me's or whatever. Must stop mother-in-law. It starts.
Oh, and he just pukes right in her face.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, green,
Just fucking tags her.
yellow, green goo all
Yeah.
over her.
yeah. Well, I think isn't she also like leaning in because he's like, like whispering.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like,
Yeah.
What did you say?
She gets
he's like,
blasted.
Yeah. I mean, luckily it's not it's not Jeff Goldblum the Fly.
Yeah.
It's not acid stuff
Right.
coming out of his mouth.
No.
It's just goo. It's just
Yeah.
pudding.
It's just yellow goo.
I mean, spiders have mandibles. They don't need acid
Yeah.
stuff.
some use. I don't know.
Some of them use acid.
I think some of
stuff
them
to break
use
down. Okay.
some sort of
I'm sure.
acid.
Okay.
Either way, At this point, a spider crawls out this motherfucker's mouth, and not a little spider. This is like
Oh no,
this is like alien facehugger size spider.
Oh, bigger than that, I think. Even
Yeah, probably a little bigger.
it's bigger than a Shih Tzu.
Yeah, yeah, or a bread box. But I mean, it's like, I mean, it has a little bit of a problem with the Transformers thing because, like, you also like, I don't know how this thing's coming out of this guy's mouth, but I mean, it's not like it can't stretch and crack or I mean, the guy's dead, but you still, this large thing this thing bigger than his head comes out of his head is all I'm saying.
Yeah. And that's when the doctors come in and like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and then I think this is like one of the only time it actually leaps. I mean, like this thing doesn't leap a lot. I mean, like spiders jump a lot. This thing is like leaps across the room and jumps on the doctor's face and bites him.
And it webs the lady.
Yeah, it webs we find out she's a nurse, or that's what they call her anyway, probably because she's a lady. They don't know any better. But yeah, she gets webbed. It's a prolonged webbing.
Oh yeah, she's just getting absolutely fucking sprayed.
Yeah, she's getting sprayed by Big John the spider. But.
Yeah, he web bukakis her for sure.
Web bukkake.
Yeah.
Skeet like a water.
I kind of want to know what they used for this webbing, because it looks cool as shit.
It's probably like
It's like
this,
silly
all right, so
string.
this is gonna be like some people will be like, oh my god, I had that too. So I had a Spider-Man figure back from like the early TV show, like the first live action attempt, and I mean it was like a 12-inch like big thing, but his arm had a goo shooter. It had a squeezy bit in his arm, and you would fill it up with this stuff, but it made
Web
like
stuff?
slimy
Okay.
web stuff, and I'm sure it's similar. Like it's
Somebody write in and tell us
it's
what
like
that goo
it's
was.
basically liquid until it hits the air, and then it becomes like a weird.
Well, it's
sort of like
probably-
silly string.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably just like silly string without the coloring.
Right.
Possibly.
Would be my guess, but like a thicker.
This
somehow
stuff, this stuff looks
it
so
spreads out
so
properly.
thin and fibrous. It looks really cool.
Yeah. But yeah,
Somebody write it and tell us.
she just gets fucking tagged. But she ends up running out the door screaming. And the
And
spider jumps up on the wall and goes around.
Yeah, it
And
bypasses all of them and is like, I want the nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it chases her out the door, and that's when they're like, okay, yeah, maybe we do actually need to get the fuck out of here. And so
But they run right back into the specimen room, which is like, really? That's where you want to hide out? And plus, it's just got a fucking kitchen door. Like, it's not even like a real door. It's just,
if that spider figures out how to pull it back, you're screwed.
Right.
Because they do bar the door shut because of course they're looking around and they're doing they do the shot where you're just waiting for it to pop into frame, and it does. It pops into frame.
Oh,
and they're like, oh shit!
Like every time someone looks through any kind of glass, I think there's one scene where someone looks into a container or a window and doesn't have something go, up to the glass. Like, but there's like one time I think they find the fridge. They find the other astronauts in a deep freeze thing, and nothing pops out of the window when she looks in. But every other time, if there is glass and somebody's looking through it, the spider or something else is gonna cat scare you.
But the spider attacks the door, and that's when they're like, shit. So they end up going out a back door and going downstairs further, and that's when they're like, fuck, how are we gonna get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, they're just going down this giant cavernous stairwell until they start walking into more and more and more webs, and they're like, well, we should probably keep going because that seems like more spider webs is probably a good sign that we're going the right way.
No,
because they hit a point where they can't pass anymore. There's too many webs, and then I think isn't this where Skippy gets tagged by the spider?
not quite. I mean, there's some stuff where William Dafoe shows up at the top, and he's got a military team with him, and he's like, we need to take that thing alive. Nobody kills it.
And yet send everybody out with absolutely no way to capture this. Like all they're sent out with like MP5s and M16s and shit, and it's like you have nothing non-lethal. You don't have nets or a box or what is your capture method here? Like where's your dog catcher hoop thing?
Where's your hoop on a stick?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because it's like what the hell? It's like, nobody is like suited up for capturing this thing at all.
Absolutely not.
Everyone is woefully ill-equipped for their everything.
I mean, at least
in
take
this movie.
flamethrowers, because at least with flamethrower you can direct. Like, I'm not going to hit it. I'm just going to scare it into the other room. Like I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Or don't hit it directly, but fire will scare things away.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Net?
Anyway,
I don't know.
So they're looking for the spider. The three college age kids are just trying to find their way out. They eventually find like cryo tube type things where they open it up and it's like, there's an astronaut. He was on the Apollo 18 mission. They stopped at Apollo 17.
Yeah, that's when you have to step on Spider.
Yeah.
That's a double Apollo 18 reference there.
Don't know that one.
What's it? They Might Be Giants record, and it's also the record that has
okay, yeah.
Spider. Yeah.
Right over my head.
Sorry.
I don't listen to They Might Be Giants. Go ahead.
I don't listen to
Hate
enough
me.
They Might Be Giants.
Go ahead, hate me for it, internet. Anyway, yeah, so they find that like, oh no, there's some more shit going on, and she kind of like still partially wants to investigate the things, but the other guys are like, no, we need to literally get the fuck out of here, and she's kind of not about it. But then eventually, yeah, they get into a stairwell where it's all webbed up, and they get to the top, and they're like, can't go nowhere. There's webs, and that's when a spider gets the dorky hacker guy. And, like, knocks his ass off of the railing. Like, they grab his legs. He's hanging upside down. Mm-hmm. That thing bites him in the leg, and the photographer literally punches that fucking spider in the face to knock it down to the floor.
They're like down the stairwell. Like,
yeah,
all
down
the way.
the stairwell.
Yeah. To its death, I think, actually.
They're like, it's got to be dead, but no.
Or no, it just molts. Yeah,
Yeah, it molts.
Yeah, it gets bigger.
But it looks like it's dead when it's down there, but it has bit this kid. And then they pull him up, and they get to a research room, and he's able to hack the Gibson to be able to find out, what's up with the spider, and it's like, yeah, we injected alien DNA in the spider.
Oscorp found the deadliest spider and also injected it with some other shit, and then we said we had alien DNA, but it had to be in 0G for us to inject it to better replicate their atmosphere, environment, something.
Fake science bullshit.
So, reasons.
Yeah.
What this?
But it also tells him it's like spider bite, spider venom, 100% mortality rate.
Yeah.
And so the guy's like,
it's also deadly to humans.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, that was a Morbius joke where they have a line literally like that.
And he's like, oh, he has the, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And the other guy's like, no, don't worry about it. You're not gonna die.
Yeah.
This can't be. It's just experiments. They can't be.
Yeah,
actually,
and she
going to
doesn't
kill
help because she's like, no, we're gonna fix this, and she like goes and looks at the wound, and the wound is going like, but and like her face, he's like, I'm gonna be okay, and her face is like,
no,
absolutely not, and she's like, yeah, you're gonna be fine, and he's like, no, I'm gonna fucking die. God damn it! And he ensigns out.
Oh yeah, he gets on a. Well, he's like, if I'm going, I'm taking that motherfucking spider with me.
That's right. And he grabs some
like
sort
a
of
pair
tool.
of calipers. Or
yeah,
something.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like medical tongs or calipers
Something.
or whatever.
It's
yeah,
vaguely pointy and not an actual weapon.
I mean, at first I thought he had some kind of crazy bone saw. I mean, because
I thought it was a speculum that he grabbed at first.
Well, all right. Check that. Let's get up in that spider's business.
Yeah, I don't think the spider would like that very much either.
Yeah.
But he runs out, and like things have accelerated quickly from this point because he runs out into the hallway, like screaming at the spider, running around with his calipers, and then like his face is already bubbling up like the astronaut.
Right.
It's like, you're done, son. You're done. And yeah, he yells. The spider grabs him because there's a lot of Alien 3 spider shots, like where it's like, we're going to swoop down the hallway with a fisheye lens. Like, they do a few of those. And
Also,
I think that's when he
also
dies.
they briefly have Venom vision, because I don't mean like Spider-Man Venom. I mean like when
Skippy gets the venom.
Yeah, whenever Skippy reads that he's going to die 100%, it starts like skipping frames or something.
Yeah.
It does something weird.
Yeah, it does a weird fake slow-mo thing or something.
But but it's like different. It's not your standard like slow-mo video toaster effect or whatever they did back then. I'm just saying, like, it's unique.
Yeah. But anyway, he's dead. The photographer guy's like, I'm not going to talk to you right now, but he's fucking dead because you wouldn't leave. So how about we leave now? And then she's like, fine.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of scenes where one actor has to do something and the other actor is just left to hang out to dry because she just has to stand there fussing for just long enough. But because they didn't block the scene properly, she's way too far ahead of him. So she has to run by him to get out of the scene. So it just like leads to this really awkward thing of her going, for a second. And then she has to like push by him to leave it. And it's like,
well, while we're talking about weird things like that, so you mentioned while we were watching the movie that they gave very specific direction to the doctor that died earlier via spider bite, but as they were wheeling the dead astronaut in, I noticed that like they clearly like this guy wasn't a trained actor or hadn't been in a lot of things, because as he's wheeling the gurney down the hallway, he's just looking at everything, like probably every lighting rig and camera person and everything. He can't stop looking at everything.
Yep.
And so like he's wheeling that down, but then like they have this thing where he's like he's supposed to look, what was it, the three states of quizzical, or like they bump into some like containers or whatever when they're sneaking through, and he stops, and he and the nurse lady both stop and are like, what was that? And he does,
and it's like a close up of his face.
Right.
And the first one they're like, act suspicious, quizzical. Okay.
Sinister?
Act sinister, quizzical. Now act casual, quizzical.
Yeah.
And it's just
and
like,
just like, I guess it was nothing anyway. But it's like the three ranges of emotion that this guy goes through was like such a clear stage direction, but they didn't bother with him pushing the gurney down. Like, maybe just look one place, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of that
They
stuff
didn't have
where
enough film for a second take on that. This is the story of not enough film.
Yeah, because I guess this was shot on film. This would be 2000.
2000
We
was
weren't quite to
probably shot on film.
Yeah.
This is what happens when three strangers get together, go looking for spiders.
Yeah. So anyway, they're leaving, and so they get to the elevator, the two of them, and they're like, "Yes, elevator, go." And so they hit the button, and they're able to go up, and they get to a certain point, and it's like, enter your access code, and then the dude's like, fucking shit, and they do a lot of like just banging on the walls type thing, and then he kicks the security code input thing,
Right.
and then it sets off the alarm. So they're like, shit. So they have to hop out the top of the elevator, and he also does like this gymnastics move where he like does like a pull up and he flips his lower body up. And,
it's the weirdest like show off. Like I don't know. It's like there's no reason to get.
It's just one of those where he
Kip up kind of thing.
Yeah, he gets up there. He's like, I do Pilates.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, I mean, almost impossible to explain via audio. But yeah, like it's like a reverse, or what they used to call like girly pull up, but into like putting his legs up and then just like appearing like standing
He
up.
probably felt so
weird.
cool doing it.
Probably, yeah. It's like you see this and you're like, why the hell would Slick the photographer know how to do that, or ever been in a situation where he ever had to do that?
The actor knew how to do that, and he's like, hey
guys,
watch this shit. Right. This is gonna look cool as fuck.
Yeah. You only got film for one take, right?
Now
get this one.
Now, I'm prefacing this by I understand the answer to my own question in that it's the government, but this is a really bad design. Okay, so you're in a bunker, like with shit that can go wrong.
Sure.
And to escape, you have to put it in a code. Like, I mean, I can understand like getting in, but leaving, like, I mean, like,
oh yeah, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Yeah, it's the bunker, California, really, because it is. Turns out they are just outside of LA because they go to the Vasquez Rocks, and I mean, actually that's where the shuttle crashes, and and then the spider ends up in LA. Spoilers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they get out of the elevator and they just start climbing the endless ladder on the side, and then of course the elevator starts working again because I guess whatever happened, the elevator goes up, and so they have to dodge their way back. Press against the ladder, and this is also one of those scenes where like the blocking is wrong because like he is up her butt.
Oh yeah.
Climbing this ladder, and it's like, and it's just so his head is still in frame while her head is still in frame.
Yeah.
But it just looks like.
Have you ever used a ladder before?
Yeah,
like her feet would be stepping on your hands. Yeah. I mean, besides the fact that your head's going to keep bumping into her ass.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
Well,
but.
I mean, it's just like, who the hell? And then at one point when they get to they're about to dismount the ladder, they're like equal rungs. They're standing next to each other. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? This is a single person ladder.
And this is a ladder with no safety anything. This is like 23 stories. It's already been established. Yeah. But they're able to hop over, and they don't go all the way up either. This is what I don't understand.
I know.
They're just like, let's just stop at like 26. I don't know.
He would have had more upper body strength if he hadn't done that stupid kip up move from the elevator. So.
But so of course they just pick a random floor, and they're like, all right, let's head over. And as soon as they open the door, giant ass spiders there.
I mean, I love the fact that like the spider is just like waiting. Like, I know this is the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear them prying the door open. Can't wait for this.
I just wonder if there were like, because it's established there are multiple spiders, but you only ever see one at a time. Mm-hmm. maybe they were just on every floor waiting.
Right.
Like
there are 26
She's
spiders.
got to hit one of our floors. But yeah, so they open the door, giant, and this is like giant spider.
Oh yeah, like fills in a double
Yeah.
door elevator. You know,
Yeah,
freight elevator
like the
size
size of a
door,
Volkswagen.
Yes.
But yeah, it knocks
that
them.
must be uncomfortable.
Yeah, it knocks them down, and they literally fall down the elevator shaft. And we're like, okay,
How are they going to get out of this one?
and they land on a web.
Yeah. Not a web. It's a giant set of ropes,
Yes,
and they land from like
made to look like a web.
right. They land from like 2.5 feet away.
Yeah,
They land so gently on that,
Yeah.
and she lands on top of him.
he gets stuck.
He gets stuck. Yeah. But like they had when they were falling, she had fallen past him, and then somehow the physics got wonky in that last 3 feet,
Yeah.
and she lands on top.
Well, he
of
had
him.
a greater terminal velocity than she did. I don't know.
I don't believe that.
The weight of the cameras.
Yeah.
That's what
That-
it was.
that's what it was.
Those
The
big
cameras- the
those
cameras
heavy
doomed him.
SLRs that they had
Yeah.
back in the day. Yeah.
Yes. That one Canon AE1 that he had
was
strapped
it, yeah.
around his neck.
Yeah. Anyway,
Very good.
he's stuck. The spider's coming down. She has to take off her outer shirt, so she's down to a tank top and jeans at this point. But she's able to get out of the web, and she just kind of stands there while he goes, "Get out of here! Run!" And she goes, "I can help you," while not really doing anything.
No, she's just kind of pawing at his arm,
Yeah.
like really not doing anything.
Like my dog when she wants to go out. It's
Yes,
like,
exactly.
I'm just going to pull at you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tug at you a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. But and the thing is, the spider gets down all the way there, and
Yep.
she's still standing in the bottom of the web, going, "No!"
Right next to the spider.
Right next to a spider the size of a Chrysler, devouring this dude. And so
grew.
yeah, and so she decided, "Oh shit, I better climb up to wherever the with the nearest door so I can get out." Which of course just happens to go right back to wherever the fuck they were.
Yeah.
Do they make convertible Chryslers? No. It's a joke. It's spider. Generally, spiders are convertibles. Yeah. All right.
You're,
So it's
you're
a
a little too obscure tonight.
Sorry.
You got to dial it back to normal.
So we should just say
a
it's
little
a spider the size of a spider.
Right.
bit. Yes.
Okay.
This the size of a LeBaron spider.
That works better in print, doesn't it?
Perhaps.
Yes.
Anyway, so she gets out, and then of course it's attacking her. She's able to shut the door, and she gets away. Meanwhile, we've seen a bunch of the military guys just get fucking murked by spiders.
Yeah, they shoot a lot.
There's a lot of getting yoinked off screen.
And there's a moment where one of the guys has been shooting at the spider, and William DeFake shows up and is like, "You're not supposed to do that. Now you die."
Yeah, he's
I mean,
like,
the dude was already dying anyway. He'd
that
been
dude was-
spidered. Yeah.
yeah, the dude got spidered. He was a mess. But Willem Dafoe has to shoot him in the face
Yeah.
anyway, just to
He's
show
a
that he's
dick.
evil. Yeah. So yeah, it's basically down to like that dude, the Tom Brady guy who's not entirely in on everything, and Marcy is the girl's name,
Right.
the Janine Garofalo chick.
Yeah.
She runs around.
Kit Mulder.
Yeah. Yes. Kit Mulder. Yes. Thank you. So eventually Kit Mulder runs into the Tom Brady guy, is able to get his gun away from him.
Again, this is just like either they didn't bother training this guy or they trained him wrong, like in Kung Pao, but or she just has some kind of secret training because she's able to, for some reason, go toe to toe with this federal agent guy several times.
Yeah.
like,
Young buff federal agent guy.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, every cop knows at least a takedown move or two, and this guy's
Yeah.
just like, "Hey, lady, quit hitting me."
I
Yeah.
think she's just taken him by surprise.
And-
he's young and cocky,
Yeah.
and he gets caught out
Yep. And
bunch
he,
of times.
I mean,
in
the first
face.
time with the
a
gun,
bunch of times in the face.
But then, like later, she's hitting him a lot too, like when they're wrestling in the toxic waste or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
but anyway, she gets the gun away from him. Shoots 3 times. Says like, this one's for Stretch. This one's for
Jake.
Hacker, and this one's for that fucking spider. But it doesn't shoot him. Just shoots like around him, kind of.
Sort of.
I don't know if she's missing on purpose or if she's just that bad.
Yeah.
With the
I
gun.
mean, he is moving, but
Yeah.
not faster than a speeding bullet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
But either way, she takes off with his gun, and he is trying to chase her down.
yeah. But I think they end up like wrestling and fall like they're wrestling on a catwalk and end up like falling in the Joker pit. I mean, they fall in like they fall in a big vat of like toxic waste or some shit, and
That's what it looks like.
yeah. I mean, there's all these containers and shit around. I'm like, I'm surprised they're not RoboCopping out at the end or something. I don't understand what's happening, but I think it's just a reason to get them both in diehard tank tops and wrestle around.
Yeah,
both
it's-
wearing wet tank tops,
Yeah.
and
Right. They're wrestling, and she is
wailing on him.
Yeah, but she is also approximately out of her tank top. Like
Yeah.
several times, she is very close to not being in that tank top anymore. And I'm like, are they trying to like? Are we sexing this up?
There was another weird when the lady or when the spider attacks the nurse lady. It like takes her shirt up with him. It was just like it was a
Yeah.
weird that's a
It's like,
strange time.
that
to
was
get-
weird. But it's also, I think, like
I mean, that might
they've
have
got
just
to
been the
they got to
prop.
rub a spider prop across her,
I guess
crawling
chest,
up her
I
body,
guess.
and
I
Yeah.
suppose. But I mean, it's like it just
yeah,
it's weird. Like
Yeah.
that's your time to like sex it up and like, oh look, I saw a bra covered boob. Ooh.
yeah, yeah. That's what I just felt it was like weird timing. Like,
yeah.
is
I
this
mean,
when we do this?
Look at.
Okay.
I mean, they made a space spider movie. I mean, these people are probably 23-year-old college newspaper writers. yeah.
anyway,
yeah, just a strange time for all that.
yeah. Anyway, they both get out of the water because doesn't it? Oh, yeah, that's right. He gets yoinked out of the water by the goddamn spider.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, shit. And she actually, it has him pinned down. He is holding it by the mandibles. Like
Yep.
literally just staying there trying to keep it from stabbing him in the chest.
Yep.
And she gets like a piece of rebar or something, pokes it in the eye.
And this is another thing that's oddly sexual. Like she stabs it in the eye, and he's like, "Deeper, deeper."
Do it harder, faster.
Yeah, and
Better,
she's
stronger.
basically standing over him because she's stabbing the spider in the eye. So like location wise, and yeah, it's a little bit
Yeah.
oddly sexual,
Yeah.
strange that
Yeah,
they
it was,
just
it
put
was like
this-
Yeah, I mean,
it's a
they-
weird spider 3-way, or as I think it's
Yeah.
called a 24-way. I mean,
I mean, we didn't need the line about peg that spider good.
yeah,
yeah.
But, they had to put it in there, I
yeah,
guess.
cram it into spinnerets.
Yeah.
Her spinnerets. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, they're able to get away from this.
They are.
I don't think it kills it.
No.
It's implied that it's hurt, but I don't think it killed it. But yeah, anyway, they
doesn't
take
seem
or
off.
to-
again, there's more
Yeah.
than one spider, and we're never really
Yeah,
showing
but
anyone
they,
hatching or anything.
They're running down hallways, and he's like, "Here's the way to get out. Follow me."
Yes.
And so now they're friends because they've killed a spider together. And that's when they run into Willem Dafoe again, who he was like, "Oh, I know you. You're Marcy Muckraker."
Playground.
Yeah, Marcy Playground.
Been in the back of my head.
smell sex and candy here.
It's been in the back of my head this whole fucking time. As soon as they said Marcy, I was like,
Well, they said Marcy like 50 times in this
know.
fucking movie. This is
I
one of those
know.
movies where you're going to hear the character's name over and over.
Yeah.
Watch your step, Marcy.
yeah.
We need to be careful in the shuttle, Marcy. Yeah. Anyway, yes. He's like, yeah, I kept an eye on her. And she's like, you did? And he's like, yeah, some of your stories got a little too close to the truth.
She's been hanging around.
Yeah. Downtown by himself. Oh, my God.
I think you just did too much cocaine.
Anyway, there she was, and he's about to shoot her.
I'm too esoteric, but like, I mean, people. I know. I'm just saying the demographic that knows all the lyrics
I
to Sex
know.
and Candy is
That's us.
Hey.
That's
dwindling.
us people.
I have seen our Spotify statistics.
Okay.
They know Marcy Playground, Sex and Candy.
All right.
Trust me.
Fine.
And yes, people are putting
I
lines in the chat.
understand,
Right
Exactly right.
Anyway.
You were talking about this movie being Gen X Files.
I did,
The
yes.
Gen X Files is basically
it's-
our demographic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As this movie was unfolding, I was like, "Oh, it's the Gen X Files," because I mean, yeah, it's just they're all flanneled up and, dude, bro.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, he's about to kill her, and of course Tom Brady's like, "No, you can't do that. Don't do that." And he pulls a gun on him, And he's like, "You wouldn't kill me. I didn't teach you how." And he's like, "Yeah, click."
Okay.
Come on, you're a real patriot.
Yeah. And then it's the old click, click, click. His gun doesn't work. And so then Willem Dafoe just kind of grins at him and is like, guess you fucked up, didn't you? And at that point, he gets lasso webbed and yanked over to a wall.
Oh, right. Yeah, he gets snatched by the spider.
Yeah. And it just keeps wrapping him around so he's like, got the arms down, kind of mummied up. And it pulls him to the wall, and the two of them are like, "All right, we're getting the fuck out of here."
Yeah, this is an Action Geographic issue because the spider yoinks him back into the web and then appears in front of him.
Right where they would have run
where they were,
from.
yeah. So I'm just saying, like,
they would have run into the spider.
I think it would have been a cooler shot to have like the spider legs come around him from behind. Anyway, it would have been It would have been a lot cheaper, and all you need is
possibly.
But I'm saying like that.
You are 100% right, my friend.
Maybe the spider knows how to use pulleys.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alien DNA maybe gave the spider extra smarts.
That is one thing they taught me about in alien DNA school. They're like,
yeah,
those aliens know how to use pulleys. Be careful.
Yeah. They've mastered simple machines. Look out.
My God, that spider's using a fulcrum.
We can't let the spiders get a hold of inclined planes or levers. We're Archimedes screwed.
Oh, man. Yeah, but so he gets yanked, and then the spider just like, he starts talking shit at the spider. He's like, "All right, let's fucking do this. Get it over with."
Yeah.
He's like, "I made you. I'll unmake you," or something. I don't know. He doesn't have a good comeback for that.
Yeah, and then it just climbs up him, like gets its thorax right in his face, and I guess
it face fucks him.
Yeah, or it just yes, it face fucks him, but it also pumps something into his stomach, so all right.
Yeah, I mean that's where the stingy bit is on the bob.
Yeah, so
the bottom bob.
It got him. It done got him.
That's where the egg laying bit.
Yes.
He done got
thorax.
Sure.
Is that right? Is that the bottom bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is actually. So yeah, and then they get the fuck out of there. They're like, "Shit, we're out." And they get to the elevator. They actually go through a place where all these bodies are cocooned, and he's like pulling webs off them. And she like sees Stretch or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. Slick.
Was this also the sack room? No, we didn't even address the sack room. They ran through the. They never even explained what the hell the sack room was. They just have a room that's like got a bunch of burlap sacks with something in it because it smells terrible, and that's where they find the nurse lady. She wasn't cocooned; she just falls out of the ceiling, half spidered. Yeah. But there's
a bunch of cocoon people there.
There's the cocoon room that they find and it identifies that. But they just run through a weird haunted house sack room. It's weird.
Yeah, but she's yelling at him, "Just stop! We got to get out of here!" And he's like, "Key card. Now we can get out of here."
Yeah.
And so they get the elevator, they get out, and they drive off. And you're like,
"Hooray!"
All right. And she's like, "We got to tell the story. We got to get this out to the world." And so they get to, and this is like morning now, and they
drive back to the college, right?
Yeah. What is?
Well, she would be. She lost two friends.
Yeah, it's like Newsom College or something. Mm-hmm. But anyway, they get up to college, and then they run into the newspaper office, and there's been this lady who's established who's like, I don't know if she's like the receptionist or
something like that,
but she's like kind of like an office manager or something. Like it's not really made clear, but she's like, "Oh, Marcy, I like your new look. Oh, and who's your good friend?" And she's like coated in shit. Like she's been vomited on. She's been spider gutted. There's just all sorts of shit all over her.
And this woman was also the person that was talking shit about the aliens drinking the creamers early in the movie.
Yeah, she was not about it. But yeah, so she runs into the editor's office and she's like, "I got a story to." Oh my God! And there's like blood all over the wall, and you're like, "Oh no!" And her editor has been shot in the head.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How could this happen at the end of the movie where we're supposed to have the happy ending?
Oh no!
No. Nope. Willem Dafoe is there.
Yeah, he does.
And they're
he does the evil chair turn. Even he's like waiting in the office, and he's like, "I'm glad you have a high back chair because it makes my reveal that much more interesting."
Oh man! And then they're just like, "How the fuck did you survive?" And he's like, "Let's not talk about that."
No, he does talk about it. He talks about it at length about how alien DNA implying that he's been injected with alien DNA as well.
At
like,
first he's about
healing factor, and
healing
blah, blah, blah,
factors
blah,
and
blah, blah.
And then he's like, 2 words for you: killing machines. Yeah, we drop some of these spiders behind enemy lines, and they just self-replicate and
he gives
murder everybody.
Huge evil villain speech.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's the same thing as like everyone being like, "We'll catch the xenomorph and we'll use it as a bioweapon." It's like you can't fucking stop it once you let it loose.
Right.
Yeah.
And like every one of these things does this, and it's like, okay, what was your plan to kill the goddamn spiders? Because there's going to be like thousands of them quickly.
Right.
Because you've created a thing not only that kills everybody it fucking comes in contact with, it also injects them with something that replicates itself, so you've got more of them. Like,
Right.
Yeah, whatever.
it's just one of those plans that doesn't work. But anyway,
He always was an asshole, Gorman.
yeah, because this guy, in the middle of talking shit, they're just like, "You don't look so good," and then he's like, "Oh," and he's like, "It's happening."
Yep.
Oh, I'm almost there.
And these spider legs come out of his back.
Yep.
Like 8 legs. They show a shot from the reverse, and they're 8 CGI legs, but I think they also mix in like squibs, like bloodless squibs.
Yep.
And his shirt just kind of explodes, and then the legs come out, and eventually he explodes into spider. Like
They literally explode chunks of this dude
Yes.
all over these two people.
yeah, and it's like they threw like a double handful of pink rubber at the both of them.
Yeah.
It looks funny.
It's so great. But yeah, this dude just fucking explodes, and giant ass spider there, bigger than could have possibly been contained in his little human body. And
No, they can like coil all their legs up and fit into really tight places.
Sure.
and I am just gonna say it now. The movie like jumps like at least 3 jocks at this point immediately
It goes off the rails here.
because
As if there were any rails for it to be on.
not only does this dude explode, the receptionist lady walks in and is like, "I've got your coffee." Oh my fucking god!
And
And-
she Costanzas out her
Oh,
way out of the office. Just
My lord.
barrels through
Michael
pushing
Scott.
people- Yeah.
She comes out and
She's screaming like, holy fuck.
She goes, "Get the fuck out of my way!" And she fucking just shoulder checks 2 people. One guy like into a copier, like he almost gets flipped
Yeah.
over the copier.
And she's not like...
No, I say they say women and children first, but we don't employ children because that would be child slavery.
Right. But she's not a small woman.
no,
She's like... She's easily somewhere between 5'10" and 6 foot.
She's kind of
Yeah.
like
And
she looks
broad.
sort of like the 2 Weeks lady in Total Recall. We've been
She
making
does
we've been
kinda,
making
yeah.
a lot of Total Recall jokes throughout this movie, but
Yeah.
maybe that's what put it in my head. But she's kind of like that.
Possibly. And she's just linebacker and fools.
oh yeah, she wrecks them, and then she gets outside, and everybody else is running out, and everybody runs into somebody else.
Yes, this is
It's
the most
amazing.
accurate crowd panic that you've ever
Yes.
seen because people lose their absolute shit.
I would say it's pandemonium, but it needs to be like whatever the opposite, like praise, not pan. Like
Yeah.
Right.
because it's awesome. It's all awesome.
Praise
Oh,
the pandemonium.
It's just happy catastrophe
condemonium.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And people are just like
Protomonium?
they're trying to jump over benches just to get the fuck out
Yeah.
of the way.
And they're tripping on shit and getting stepped on and tripping other people up.
Running into cars that are in motion.
Because somehow this thing has like tripled in size just from exploding out of the dude.
Yeah.
Because it just explodes out of the building.
Yeah. Like 3 Volkswagens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it
It's
explodes
like
out
the
of
size
this,
of a bus.
it explodes out of this one building into the college quad, and everyone in that is just there, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just goes on a fucking rampage.
And I want to give some special note. Like the CGI, it's not good. I mean, the spider by itself looks okay. It's not composited well into the
It
scene.
actually kind of works because it's so bright out.
Yeah, but it still just
It's-
doesn't
yeah,
quite
it
work.
still doesn't
right?
look good, but
But something
better.
they do with the physical scene, or some things they do with the physical scene, really try super hard to sell it. Like there's
Yeah.
a guy who has a shopping cart. The shopping cart gets knocked over by the spider, right? And it's the spider isn't composited into the scene well, like he doesn't mesh with the scene, but the spider's leg comes down where that shopping cart should be when it
Yeah,
when it kicks it out of the way. And they do that with a bunch of stuff. Like they've got a.
Are you going to mention the one guy? There's a guy that's like running away and goes under it.
Yeah, and he gets stomped.
Yeah. Well, he like eats it and then he gets like stepped on. Yeah,
he eats it, then gets stepped on,
and you get a little scream just as you see the leg hit him, and then it cuts to the next scene.
And there's a street light that gets knocked over, and there's also a cop car that the thing steps on, and the cop car, as the spider is stepping on it, starts moving.
Yeah, like, doesn't it like tin can the roof too?
Then
like,
it does tin can the roof. Yeah. So while the spider itself isn't meshed well in the scene, they try their best to sell it with the
with practical stuff,
practical effects. And
for the level of movie, it's not Starship Troopers level of good, but it's pretty good.
No, it's admirable though. Like
it's pretty good for a company called Flat Earth something or other.
Flat Earth,
flat 3D
modeling.
Yeah, 3D.
3D
how do you
modeling,
have a? My job is I work for Flat Earth, CG.
I think
and
maybe
I'm a 3D
because,
modeler. It's like
maybe because they're taking 3D stuff and flattening it for the screen. I don't think it's tied to people.
I mean, probably not because in 2000 that was that seemed like a
people
ludicrous
still got
concept
laughed at for that. Yeah. But anyway, like I'm just really impressed with the level that they went to. Like the CG doesn't look good, but they tried their hardest to make it work.
Yep. And so Tom Brady and Marcy are like, well, shit, we got to kill this thing. And he's like, where's Willem Dafoe's chopper? And so they see his chopper over there. So they run over, get in the chopper, and there's a goddamn missile launcher there.
Standard issue in the back of all government choppers is a rocket launcher.
And he's like, all right, this thing's going to eat some shit.
Yeah, with depleted uranium tips.
Yeah.
Yep. And so he hoists that thing on his shoulder, lines it up, and misses by like 30 feet.
Just whiffs so bad.
Just completely misses.
Did it hit the spider and careen off, or did he just completely miss?
No, he just fucking
I think he
whiffed
just
it.
completely missed.
Because it seemed like it just went like over the spider and then hit random building in the background.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Okay.
Yep. And then he's like, oh, shit. And
yeah, they're just like, oh, well, it's taken off now.
yeah. And from this point, they hop in the helicopter and take off because she's like, do you know how to fly a helicopter? He's like, I could fly the fucking box they sent this thing in.
Yep.
And she's like, okay. So now they're going into L.A. where it is just fucking wrecking shit in L.A. and it's evening now.
Yeah.
So the passage of time has been intense.
Right, yeah. Well, as they're entering, I mean, at least they bother with a line of dialogue. They're like, as they're getting in the chopper, it's like, she's like, it's becoming dark and spiders hunt at night. And he's like, I know, or something. But yeah, like, as soon as they're in the helicopter, it is the middle of night. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
We get a little bit of like sunset, and then the next, shot is nighttime.
Yeah. But
they've lost the spider.
It makes
like,
its way downtown.
Somehow they've lost it. Like they're circling in the helicopter for however long they have been, and until they are like, maybe we should turn on the police frequency. They might be talking about where the spider is, and it's like, it's at the convention center, and it's like, we're on it, and it's rampaging downtown, and
it scales the building.
Yeah, it just wants Lakers tickets, but
he's like, we gotta shoot it. We got a couple more rockets.
I mean, it could have been going to a Clippers game, and it did play in the same place still, right?
I don't know.
Or, I don't think
back then, yes.
Did they? Well, back then, did they finally build the Clippers place?
I think they're still building it.
Okay.
But anyway.
Anywho.
Yeah. He's like, we got to kill it with the rocket launcher, but there's nowhere to land. And she's like, I can take the shot. And he's like, all right, cool. Yeah, let's do this.
I mean, you can't do any worse than I did, so why not?
Right?
Yep. And he's like, all right, now you got to get it in the crosshairs. You got to line it up. And
but before that, so she's in the passenger seat of the helicopter, and to get to the back seat, climbs outside the helicopter, like out on the skids,
to swing around.
And it's like, I'm pretty sure there's a space between the seats for that exact purpose. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a design. Like sort of like you don't want an elevator that traps you underground if you forgot your key card. Just whatever. But she takes the long way and the wrong way outside the helicopter, gets to the back seat.
Yeah, and has to tie herself in because there's no seatbelts.
Yeah, which is just dumb. It's just a
It's just a setup.
It's a setup for what's going to happen. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So she hangs out the side of the chopper. She's a lefty apparently. Takes the shot, and it bounces right off the spider and blows up the building.
I thought it hit the spider and exploded.
Okay, yeah, that's right. It hit, but apparently its armor is too strong.
Yeah, and she says, "Armor piercing my ass."
Yep.
or something.
It's
smarmy
exoskeleton.
And he's like, yeah, we're going to have to get closer, and you're going to have to get underneath it to be able to shoot it there.
Like that. She's like, well, no, she has an idea, and I don't think she really communicates that. She's like, she just tells him to get closer.
Yeah. Well.
And so he does, but
somehow I think the spider hits it.
Yeah, the spider swiped at the helicopter. That's what knocked her out.
Yeah, it hit the first part of the helicopter, knocked her out, and pierced the oil because he's losing oil pressure, which is a ticking clock that stops and once they win. I mean,
correct.
Yeah.
They never like, oh God, I'm about to lose rotor control. We have to land now. They're just like, woo, we did it.
Yeah, but yeah, she gets knocked off, so she's just hanging from the.
She's
hanging
just
from
hanging
a rope.
around.
Yeah, hanging around with a rocket launcher.
Downtown.
Yeah.
And this goes on for a little bit too long.
A little bit too long, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like we paid to have this stunt woman hanging out of this helicopter. We're going to get our money's worth out of it.
Well, it's just like they had the helicopter shot from earlier. I'm sure it was the same helicopter. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they got their money's worth on that establishing shot, too.
Yeah. But eventually, yes, she's able to get close enough. It rears up. She shoots it in the mouth. It swallows the rocket.
Makes it dumb.
It goes,
No.
oh, yep, it goes, oh.
Hopefully that
And
came
then-
through. I feel like that was a pretty good Foley gulp
It
noise.
was a very good gulp. Because, yeah, it blows up and sends spider chunks everywhere, especially all over her. Just fucking coated in
Yeah.
spider goo.
They literally have a shot of like a leg hitting her and goo. I mean, like she's trying to knock one of the legs off of her and the goo. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but he's up in the helicopter going, yeah, and then they just cut back to her, coated in just grizzle and nastiness, and she's like, yeah, so fucking pumped.
Yeah, and then she's basically just like, get me down from here.
I've got a story to
I
write.
got a story to write. They fly back over the Staples Center. He probably crushes her with a helicopter because he's not very good at anything he's done so far.
Nope.
And then
But-
she gets a byline posthumously.
Yeah, and they cut to
A
credits.
die line.
Yeah, probably from Karen. Yeah,
And they cut to credits.
yeah, and a weird ass doo-wop.
Oh
song.
my god, this is the fucking weirdest thing in the movie.
It's bizarre. It is a straight up like not Stargrovey. It has nothing to
No,
do with spider.
no.
Like if it was a doo-wop song about spiders, it'd be like odd choice for a late '90s or very early 2000s movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's just a girl.
Shouldn't it be a new metal song?
It probably
They had one earlier.
Yeah, but there should definitely be a new metal song here.
It should be, but it's
They also had that overly produced rap up the era too, from
Yeah.
the like super commercialized
yeah.
rap song play. Over.
yeah. I mean, it's
Or hip hop. Sorry, rap is
Like-
the art. I know the difference. Don't at me.
Yeah. like when American Werewolf in London cuts to credits and it's a doo-wop song, it very specifically works because of the song choice. Whereas this one's just like, it's a doo-wop song about my girl, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
There's never really a love interest at all
No.
established in this at all, unless the spider sure loved killing.
Yeah, and that guy sure loved the spider
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
that he was willing to get exploded because of it.
Yeah. But yeah, traditional romance story. No, not really.
No, it's a very, very odd choice. But yeah, so it ends there. It ends with someone playing Itsy Bitsy Spider on like a xylophone or something.
Yeah, that's
end.
Yeah,
we
the
get that
very end.
after the doo-wop song.
Yeah.
I'm glad we held on for that.
Yeah. But then it's weird because it also has like a ominous end chord. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you play an ominous chord on a xylophone, but they managed.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a marimba. Maybe that's how.
It's easy if you try.
Sorry, I'm just gonna keep dropping weird things that only certain people will be like, I know what that is.
I've played a marimba. Those are made of wood and not metal.
That's a glockenspiel.
Yeah. I think that one dude definitely gets an ensign award.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Which dude? The lady or
No.
the guy.
Well,
yeah, Skippy.
Jake,
Skippy.
the hacker.
Yeah, Jake the hacker who gets hacked.
I don't
to
know.
bits.
I don't. Maybe it's not an instant award. It's just maybe it's like actually the most realistic award. Like that the way that Karen, the office manager, reacts. I mean, we have two Karens in this movie now, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it. Like for all the poor direction of all that, whoever's directing the second unit, they
Yeah.
knew what the fuck they were
oh
doing.
yeah.
And it feels like they had just all stunt people doing it or something.
There was some shit that I'm like, really, like in this movie, you want to? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could have been a forced perspective thing, but there is a point where a dude is running across a road as cars are zipping through the parking lot,
yeah.
and it just
Oh,
looks,
when he almost gets creamed.
it
Yeah.
looks like it's really close. I mean, it could have just been a forced perspective where there's a lot more distance than it looked.
It also felt like a fuck up because that guy stops for a second
Yeah.
and then has to like jump out of the way fast.
yeah.
So
But yeah, no, I think Skippy or Jake or the hacker guy gets a
Jake.
instant award.
Yeah,
I
because
just
the
call
other
him
guy
Skippy.
was the photographer was Slick.
Slick.
Yeah, and Jake.
I just feel like somehow when you have a Slick, you have to have a Skippy too.
he. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they didn't.
Oh, yeah. So that's the movie.
It is. Spider.
That means it's time to rate it.
Yeah.
I give it 8 jocks.
Ah, I see that you did
Oh wait.
what you did there.
I can't.
How many actual jocks are you giving it?
Honestly, like not for joke's sake, but half that. I mean, like the latter half of this movie does a lot of heavy lifting.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it jumped up 3 jocks in rating.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah. I mean, I can't go all the way because there is still a bit of a slog to go through, and questionable motivations abound. But yeah, I don't know. It still ends up being stupid fun, and I appreciate. I know we were making fun, and everyone will make fun of the bad CG, which isn't the worst you can see of this era.
No, we've
by,
seen
by
much
far.
worse.
Right.
I mean, pick almost any sci-fi channel original movie of this era, and it will be worse. But yeah, I appreciate the amount of actual practical shit they did, like how many rubber spiders they made and hand puppets and things like that.
And little probably motorized spiders, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The little ones skittering across the floor were pretty
There,
good.
yeah, there's one where it was an obvious CG cartoon version, but they had another one that like jumped over a table or something too. Now, I mean, that could just be spider on a stick. Something
However
simple.
they did it,
Yeah.
it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mackie.
I wish I could give 4.5.
Yeah.
Because I can't quite get to 5, but I feel like 4 is too low. Because of that last 20 minutes just going fucking bonkers. It's like playing any of the Resident Evil games where it's like, all right, yeah, there's kind of like one enemy here in the room, and you're kind of get through the whole thing, and then they get to the finale of the game, they're like, there is a giant monster, and you must kill it with a rocket launcher now.
What was it? Is it 2 or 3 where you go outside for the first time? And I mean, it was just like, even that, I mean, after having played the first Resident Evil all inside the mansion, was just like, oh my God, I'm outside. There's room. It's like these things can be anywhere, not just behind a door, I don't know, just totally different feeling. I mean, I said it's the Lost World ending, I mean, because it is just like, it's a completely different movie. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah. And it's great because I thought like the movie had wrapped up and I was like, why did Chuck give us this one? It's okay.
Yeah.
And
We knew we still had to deal with the spider somehow, but like it felt like the movie was trying to wrap up.
Yeah.
Even though there was no resolution.
Yep.
And I was like, oh.
And we've seen plenty of movies that are just like, nah, we're done now.
Yeah.
See ya.
The spider died on the way back to its home planet.
Yeah. Jurassic Park 3.
We're
done now.
In this case, that might have actually been accurate.
It could have been, yeah. I do regret that we did not get to revisit the alien folks, and they weren't somehow involved in bringing down the spider.
She did find a picture of one of them.
She did.
When they were searching the lab.
In the research
That's the only
lab.
time they come back.
She's like, holy shit, they were really
They
aliens.
actually were aliens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to go 4. I just can't quite get there. But man, it's if ever there was a 4.5, I feel like this was it.
Yeah. This is definitely on the cusp of 5, so I will give it a 4, and we'll give it a unanimous 4 jocks, which is high praise indeed. This means you should seek it out and watch it.
Yeah, this is one I would recommend pretty thoroughly. It's just like you got to get through the first 45 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, and it's not hard. There's plenty of stuff to riff on and enjoy in that first bit.
There were a couple times when it was just the 3 of them, and I was like, if you say "dude" one more time, I'm gonna come through the screen and rip you apart.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it was heavy on that era.
Yeah, and a lot of the kills are basically like guy gets yoinked off screen, like the whole Alien versus Predator thing where it's like, oh, blood splashed on the wall. That guy's dead now, I guess. It's that.
It's not going to appeal to like your gory.
Oh, God, no.
Your gory.
It's
monster
way too
movie
goofy
folks.
for that.
Except there are the weird bits where it's like, is it erotic to have goo spread onto? I mean, there's just like those weird couple times where it's like, is that sexy? Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say one last thing is the dynamic. I mean, it's very scripted and no one would react this way, but the dynamic between Jake and Slick, I liked how Jake kept saying things that were like softballs to make an insult for Slick to throw back, and then he was just very quick to like, "Fuck you, dickwad," and things like that.
Yeah.
Just like
He was always
really quick, like
ready with a riposte,
yeah,
not necessarily a witty one.
I know I'm putting this out here, but it's like and I know you're going to take it and be like, "Oh, just like your mom." It's like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
This is good. I need to watch Chuck's review now
Yeah,
because I
will
do
go
not
back and watch
remember
it.
anything from that. with
Hopefully, this one's still up on the site.
Yeah. Or we'll just have to watch his Twitch when that comes back.
Right.
What's he showing right now? Battle of the Network Stars or
Yes,
something
that's
crazy?
what's going on.
Oh, I love it. Anyway.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
contact information.
Oh, neat. Do we have any emails?
No.
No? No voicemails?
No.
Okay.
Everyone's in the chat.
Yeah,
They're not
Everyone
writing us
is in
there.
the chat tonight,
Everyone's
and
here.
I really appreciate that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
we're loving it.
It's all happening.
It's a lot of fun to have everybody in the chat. So if you want to get a hold of us, if you want to send us an email or something else, or sign us up for something, I don't know.
Don't sign us up for anything.
don't
No,
sign us up
please
for
don't
anything.
do that.
Hit us up, bmf@bmfcast.com. If you want to leave us a voicemail, say you're driving across the country on your summer vacation and you have thought of something witty and or interesting to tell us, 910-5JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. That is the Garfield phone. The BMFcast hotline. We are waiting to hear from you. We have digital operators standing by to record a voicemail from you to us.
Yep. One day they will rise up and kill us for all the times that we made them work without pay.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
c'est la vie.
Not today.
If you want to say, damn, that would have worked so much better for anything else I said previously, except for what I was trying to segue into, which is the website, which is bmfcast.com. If you want to
I've been
say
there.
you love us with your money, go to patreon.com/bmfcast, and that's where you can sign up for our Patreon, which is as low as $1 per month. You get a bunch of bonus stuff, and you get to help. You get to say that you help keep the lights on and keep the servers running and keep the poor fed.
And a ridiculous amount of archive stuff there.
Yeah, a whole
Like
ton.
everything's unlocked. Well, at least if you're at the level where it's supposed to unlock. But
Yeah.
And most of all, you get mercy buckets from us.
Yes, many buckets. We appreciate all the patrons who have stuck with us through this time of transition. We're still figuring out where we're going to go. I know some of you out there have dropped off, and I understand.
Yeah.
But the ones of you that have stuck with us, we really appreciate it. It is helping quite a bit. So, so we really appreciate that. And anybody who decides to spend their hard-earned cash on us, thank you. It's awesome of you. That's about all I got.
Well said, sir.
Thanks.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
All right.
I am Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ, and this is BMFcast out. I did that weird. I'm sorry.
Bonsoir.
Arrivederci, amigos. We're glad you got to make it too, Sabrina. Haven't seen you or Hula or the rest of these people. Well, Mike's, I don't know if I've ever seen Mike's in the chat.
Yeah,
But
Mike clearly is a fan because he's doing the Omega Cop doo-wop.
yeah, absolutely.
So
I
that's long-term shit right there.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't think we have a lot of doo-wop references to pull from, but
right. But the one we have is
but
from
the
a
one
long
we
time
have
ago.
is ball kickingly good.
But yeah, it's cool seeing all you people in here all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what about spiders brought everyone out.
I don't know either. Like,
Yeah, usually it's like you'd expect to be like, oh, we're doing cats. Something like everybody's like, we're in the chat. It's cats.
right.
Eight-legged frigates come out at night. Eight-legged freaks come out at night.
But I've also like Sabrina and Hula. I was like, did they die? Did we say something to make them hate us? Because that's what I assume is either you're dead or I said something to make you hate me.
Yeah.
Not that something could have been going on in your life to prevent you from interacting with us. I go to the worst case scenarios. Did you die? Well, congratulations on not being dead anymore.
I got better.
Inside.
So, yeah.
Listen.
Let me know if there's any change in your
Yeah,
condition.
and Hula, I feel you about the 2020s.
Yeah.
2020s ain't been great.
For anybody.
No, it's,
No.
yeah.
I feel like they've gotten
I see you.
better.
I mean, look.
My life has gotten better since Twitter died.
Well, actually, no.
Honestly.
I was
Fair.
thinking like it's the 30s we would have to watch out for if history's cyclical.
Oh,
20
yeah,
should be
yeah.
good right now, really. If
Yeah,
if
We
they're
should be
not-
roaring.
yeah, we should be we should be like jitterbugging and stuff, and everything should be the bee's knees.
Yeah.
But no, it's
But
not.
we- I
but
mean,
it's
well,
the
we-
cat's
didn't we
meow,
start
and,
the-
and I mean the one that's like out there going. "Meow."
Didn't we start the like early 1920s with a
The Spanish influenza.
1918.
Spanish flu? Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean in the end
1918.
of
Okay.
World War
okay.
One. Yeah, I mean it was kind of
Okay, so maybe we're just a little bit behind on the influenza to
right. I'm just saying.
to jitterbug timeline.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we're about to come into like the next 20s, 50s. You know, like we've been suffering. This has been shitty for a while. We need the bounce back.
Yeah. We need to get back to Charleston.
I'm just not sure because we haven't really had a war. It's always been war that bounces back, not just like general economic shittiness and general society.
Problem is, we hung out
societal.
in a pointless war for 20 years.
Well, that's
Right,
it. But
right.
I mean, I'm just saying we don't have like a money making.
Wait a
war.
minute. So World War I ended, then we had a flu, and then we had
It was
prosperity after
the
that.
flu was like happening concurrently with World War One, sort of, and
Sort of.
and then like yeah, I mean straight into like prosperity, and same thing with post World War II. You know,
Okay, maybe it'll happen.
I'm saying
it'll happen.
we don't have like a a money making war at this point in time.
Hula,
so.
everybody I know just about is gay in the 2020s. We're not having a gay old time, but
Yeah,
we
I
are
mean,
having a different
yeah.
kind of gay.
I think everyone's just realized this whole spectrum thing, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily that people are any more or less gay. They're just realizing it's not 100% one
Yeah.
way or the other.
and you don't have to hide it as much
Right,
unless
yeah.
you're in Florida or Texas, I guess.
Yeah, or a teacher.
Yeah, I mean, I will fully admit, like, I mean, I generally identify as a heterosexual cisgendered male, but I mean, I see people like Joe Manganiello, and I question things. I mean, I'm like, if I were gonna go gay, 100%, 100%.
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, 100%. Not
That's your
without-
guy, that's your out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I would.
Well, yeah, like that-
I'd be like, even like if a weird circumstance were to happen, I'd be like, you know what, don't knock it till you try it. This is the one time to try it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen, which is why.
Well, it's like I've said before. I know I'm not gay just because of the pony scene in Magic Mike.
right? Yeah. I mean,
Because it's like if anything was going to do it, it's that fucking scene.
oh, okay, well, sure.
Yeah.
That made me question things now.
Just saying.
Okay,
Yeah, we've got two Magic Mike guys going here. We're like, yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Texas is not worth love, Sabrina.
No.
I'm just going to tell you. And congrats, Hula. Congrats on finding your spot.
It's good.
Now you
Wow.
just need to convince them to move somewhere
Yeah.
else. But I know it's hard. Like everyone says, "Oh, just leave." If it's like it's not that easy for anybody. Like ask a bunch of people who live in Florida. Yeah, like it's
We haven't escaped this sinking ship yet.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, okay, but it's people establish roots in places and they have friends and family and all that, and of course money. It's expensive to move,
Yeah.
especially if you got stuff,
Yeah.
and it sucks to sell all your stuff.
Even if you leave all of your shit behind, it's still expensive and time consuming and difficult to move.
Yeah.
Like, if I just left all of my, I don't want to leave any of my shit behind, but if I just left all of my shit behind, to move somewhere else,
Yeah, you start over.
it's impossible almost, right? Without months and months and months of planning and saving.
Yeah.
Maybe years,
Yeah. And that's why it makes me so mad when people are just like, well, you need to move. You need to get out of there. And it's like, I envy your life if you can just pick up and move.
Right.
You've got it good. Believe me.
God, Sabrina, that is awful. Ugh.
Is that county or county?
County,
not
yeah.
even country. I thought it was country at first, and I was like, well,
the
that
fucking county.
That's some Texas bullshit.
I was like,
Yeah.
you
Sounds
could still
like-
get the fuck out of Texas.
Right.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I had any sort of advice for you.
Yeah.
But
So the thing is, for us three, as you know, the kind of people that we are, like,
yeah,
life is almost always going to be easier for us than other people.
yeah,
I mean,
Like-
even I mean, me with the probably, I mean, I don't know, maybe me or you. I mean, if
What?
talking about least amount of like commitments to uproot, but I mean, like even I can't do it. I mean, like,
Yeah. Well, what I was saying is, like, you know, what Hula said in the chat. Been worried about us. It's shitty in the news. Yeah, like it's almost never going to be hard for us. Like
yeah. Not the way it.
the way it is for other people in
Oh,
Florida.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. You were all right. Yeah. Now we're discussing. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean
It's-
we are not discounting our.
We are rolling in our privilege.
Yeah,
for
I was
sure.
gonna say we're not discounting our privilege at all.
Yeah, but I
Believe
mean,
me.
I've got plenty of friends who are teachers, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck to do, you know, and that sucks. Like,
Somebody on one of my neighborhood things was like, yeah, so my lawn care guy stopped cutting my lawn because I'm gay.
Yep.
In 2023,
Yep.
lawn care guy pieced out, didn't want to make money from a gay person.
yep. Yeah, you would think.
Like, in a gay ass neighborhood. I live in a fucking one of the two gayest neighborhoods. It didn't used to be, but it's awfully gay now. Like,
Yeah.
we have a vegan restaurant. That's how gay my neighborhood is.
Look at you,
A vegan
promoting stereotypes.
Hold on. Let me help qualify this. A vegan restaurant in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes.
I mean, a vegan restaurant
Yeah.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah, no
yeah,
big deal.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, you know, like that might be like, you know, where the fucking hate groups live. I mean, for all we know, just like, you don't know.
Yeah, I know plenty of gay dudes who eat meat. All right.
Sure, but
I mean,
Look.
is that a joke? It's kind of a qualification, right?
Yeah.
Ha!
Ha. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
we also ran the race. We've run 2 Nazi bars out of the neighborhood
Thank
in the
God.
last 10 years.
love it. Which ones were that? What were?
A Tavern
Yeah.
and across the street. Across the street was definitely a Nazi bar. A
Ugh.
Tavern was just like, there's probably some Nazis in there, so it's a Nazi bar.
Fucking shit.
Yeah. Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
I name names.
Well, I've heard Eclipse sucks now too.
Eclipse is apparently. I have to look the
Yeah.
story back up, but it was
It's gone dark.
under new management several years ago that ignored a bunch of shady shit that was going on,
Yeah.
including shady shit done by the employees
Yeah.
to people in that bar. And apparently it's under new management, but they also are fucking tone deaf. So,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. That sucks.
How do you have Canadian MAGAs?
It's the
No, I mean, like,
yeah, I know,
I-
I know.
I mean, you could be like Magna, like make
North America
Yeah, I was gonna
great.
say
Yeah,
make
manga. Manga.
mangas.
Manga.
Yeah, they're gonna be mangas. That's what.
Or,
they have
no,
to be.
wait.
Mangas.
Managas.
Yeah, they're Nicki Minaj's,
God.
which also works because I guess she's fucking lunatic. So you know, also
She's a bit of a lunatic, yeah.
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 Oh,
and
the Texas school districts, absolute pure fucking insanity.
and they're trying to fuck them here too.
Oh, yeah.
Just completely destroy them. But I mean, like schools. The problem is when they tied schools to property taxes.
Yeah. And
As soon as they did that, they fucked every low income area in town.
Yeah.
Just were like, well, guess who's not getting any funding because we've made sure your house isn't worth shit because of redlining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because this is like, I mean, if I were orchestrating an evil plot, were I to, this is exactly what I would do. Is I mean, you attack education. That's the very first thing you go after. It's why it's also the exact fucking way to solve everything is to pump all of our money into education. And 30 years from now, we wouldn't have very many problems.
yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Robert.
Good to see you as always, bud.
Yep. Fucking convoy. I had forgotten about the convoy. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I guess I didn't really ever think of them as identifying as that, but I guess it's in the same vein.
Maybe
And
she
and by
means
that
Canadian
I mean,
MAGAs.
by that
like,
I mean VAIN,
maybe she means like just the Canadian version of MAGAs.
or is that VANE? God damn,
Yeah.
which one? Vein
Yeah,
is,
basically the cult
VAIN
members.
is. I look at myself a lot, right?
VE,
But-
VA,
Yeah. So it is
and then VANE is this one.
right. Yeah, I mean vein is like, but like I'm
There's
looking.
3 of them.
But I know, but
Yeah.
the looking at yourself is
VAIN.
Yeah. I made the joke correctly.
Yes.
I just doubted myself. That's all.
Oh, there it is, Kyle. Nice. Megas.
Megas.
It works 2 ways.
Yeah.
I like it.
Megas.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yes, Sabrina. Texas is fucked. My dad's moving to Texas soon.
No, that's happening.
Yeah, that's happening.
That I figured when you were looking at what you were looking at.
That is happening soon.
Really?
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Fun is in not fun at all.
It's not gonna be fun emotionally or physically because I'm gonna have to help in the physical thing. It will be fun for my dad to go spend time with the grandbaby.
So it's going
and
to Houston,
yeah.
Planet Houston.
Yep. So yeah, that will be good for him, and it will be good for my sister. But, I don't. It's not something I want to deal with right now. If I'm being perfectly honest.
you got a lot.
I got a lot going on. Yeah.
Uh,
If this could happen like 6 months from now, it'd be great. But the time to strike is now. So
yeah.
we will make do.
Yep. Well,
Us too, Sabrina. Us too.
Every time I get my hopes up, I become more cynical.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is I've just
Hope springs eternal.
I feel like
that man is a destroyer of everything, especially hope.
He's just a
I honestly feel like at this point now, though, it'd be like, indictments announced or whatever. I mean, well, indictments already happened, but I mean, like a conviction is announced, and it might be like it might be like the UFO effect, where we're just like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, clearly. I mean, I just feel like it's like I don't even know if I'm gonna get joy out of it because it's just gonna be like one of those things that's just gonna be like, yeah, clearly that was gonna happen. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I will celebrate.
Yeah, oh sure, I suppose. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm downplaying it now, but yeah, just when the
But
when
you're
the government was like, here's all the UAP footage we have, and everyone's like, whatever.
Yeah. I just
we can't bother. We can't be bad.
Well, it's
bothered
like,
with
I guess
we're
it.
I
so
just-
fucking exhausted about everything else.
Yeah.
Who gives a
Yeah.
shit about aliens?
Well,
Unless you give me proof. Show me an alien standing next to Joe Biden in the Rose Garden.
No, just have Joe Biden take off his mask and show he's one of the lizard people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like someone pointed out on Blue Sky. They're like, do you remember what it was like before 2017 through 2020? Like when things were just normal and it wasn't insanity all the time, and like that people actually want that back. Because it felt like every day we were getting just hammered with like the dumbest fucking shit.
I
And
honestly,
dumb shit that's gonna affect us for the rest of our lives.
I honestly, like, to this day, I don't know if I will ever. I don't know if I will ever have a more like aghast moment in my life as like walking into work the day after the election.
Yep.
And I mean, I was tired anyway because we had to stay up for like fucking 1:00 to finally find out or whatever.
I know.
So, and it was like, so I was exhausted. I come into work and I'm just like, I am dead inside. I am fucking, like, I am just a fucking walking zombie. I'm like, it's fucking over. Like, and I mean, I was just like standing there and like, and just couldn't hide it clearly. And someone actually walked up and was like, what's wrong? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what's wrong? like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like walking in, like someone crying on 9/11. You're like, what's wrong?
Oh man.
Like, Jesus,
And-
like, what? Where have you been?
Yeah, I'll send you an invite, Kyle, when I get one for Blue Sky. Because yeah, it's like old Twitter right now. You don't need it.
Can't do it.
You don't need it. You're out of Twitter. Like Twitter, we're done with. So
I finally, when they updated
the X?
the icon to the X. I was like, okay, now it's time to take it off my home screen. I haven't deleted it yet because I still have to use it for official BMFcast business.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
I appreciate
Twitter's
that.
icons an X now.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Twitter is
did you not
named
hear?
X now.
Oh, Jesus God!
It's just called X.
Yep.
As in, like, I don't use it anymore.
Yep.
It's an X
Yes.
thing that I used to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Just like Kate equals X. Like, as like someone on
Yes.
someone on the props department in Spiders apparently had
Yeah.
a bad breakup or something because there was a algebraic formula on one of the random boards. It just said Kate equals X.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, I finally decided to at least remove it from my home screen.
Yeah, I stopped using Reddit when they did the same API bullshit. I always used Apollo because like
Oh yeah.
yeah, I loved Apollo, and it was like that was the only way I could actually like make Reddit not be
Oh, God.
utterly shitty.
Reddit's app is just one of the worst
I mean,
apps
it's
ever.
like two things from the things I subscribe to, something I don't give a shit about, two things from something I subscribe to, random posts from another group, and they're like,
I don't get any of those
I get-
suggested posts
I get
on the Reddit
so
app.
many
Maybe it's an
fucking
iOS
things.
thing
Yeah.
or a settings thing, but I don't get any suggested in my main feed. I only get what I'm subscribed to.
I don't. I mean, if I'm anything other than Apollo, I mean, Apollo was like, here's just what you follow,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, at this point, Blue Sky is good because they haven't tried to monetize it or anything, and it's still invite. So, and shitheads, everyone has realized, like from Twitter, it's like, don't signal boost them. Don't do the look at this fucking idiot thing. Just block them and move on. And that's what
That's
everybody
nice.
does. So they don't give them any oxygen. So people come in people's replies talking shit, and they're just like, they don't even reply to them. They just block. And like that's kind of just become everyone's standard, and it's nice because it's like here's a chronological feed. Here's all the people you follow.
That's nice.
You will get replies from people. Like if someone replies to somebody else, you'll see that, but you can shut that off too.
Okay, nice.
Replies
But
to someone that
can
you
you at
also
least-
follow, or
No.
replies to anyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you have it like collapsed to where it just like shows you like, hey, there's replies to this if you want to look at them?
Yes.
See, that should be a feature.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
only show me replies if I'm also following that other person. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that,
Yeah, I want to see the conversations
Yeah.
between my friends.
right.
Yeah, there's a setting you can turn that off now.
Oh, yeah. I'm just
So-
saying that feels like that should be
Maybe-
almost
But
default.
yeah, but it's
Maybe
just,
I'll join it.
The thing
Probably
is,
not.
it's
I
good.
don't have time for
It's
it.
okay now, but when it's open, it's going to get flooded with shitheads. A, because they can't troll anybody on Twitter anymore because everybody fucking left.
Right.
And B, they're going to have to monetize it at some point, and that's when. And there was also issues where people were able to use racial slurs in their usernames. So when that
Whoops.
came up, and then the Blue Sky mod team like just went radio silent, and everyone's like, "This is basic shit." Like when you set up any
Yeah.
forum, when you do anything, you make sure these words are on the list that can't be in damn usernames. And yeah, they didn't do that.
Whoops.
So that was pretty fucking stupid. So yeah, so it's not perfect, but I check it a couple times a day, and it's nice.
I mean, it
And
sounds.
my feed isn't too.
It sounds.
clogged.
This is like so petty and dumb, but I mean, I'm trying to lower my thinking down to them. But I feel like when it becomes public, I mean, I feel like there's going to be a whole slew of the red state people that are going to jump on it because it's Blue Sky. They're going to be like, oh, it's blue. That's where all the libs hang out.
Possibly.
Kinda is where all the libs hang
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
mean,
I feel like it's going to get extra attacked because of like we've literally boiled everything down to wearing the wrong color hat, and you know, it's the fucking Crips and the Bloods all over again,
Yeah.
just on a global scale.
Yep.
Yeah, the Discord is a good place to be. We have fun. Kyle, you participate.
Yeah.
Participate more than 95% of the rest of them. There's so many people that are just fucking lurking, and
Yeah, we have a lot of members, and it's like a lot of people don't post, but
we have like.
but
100
I'm on like a dozen Discords, and I post on like 3 of them.
Yeah.
So.
Same.
And other ones I just check. I'm like, all right, yeah.
Oh, here, let me just because of what Sabrina just said about wokeism.
Oh boy.
No, I want to give a little bit of fuel to the other side just for a second, because I was talking, I think we hadn't started live streaming when I was talking about the Berlanti show, right? The Gotham Knights. We
No, I don't think we had
were
started.
pre-live streaming, so I tried to watch that show and it's bad. But there is a character on there that is a trans character, and thus far hasn't meant anything other than people pointing it out and then being like either like I don't like you because of that or hey I'm cool with it. It hasn't had any other reason for that. And my only issue with it is like they could have played it slower and better because this person's now adopted gender works for them very well. They would not look like the other gender, and I feel like they could have not had it in like the fucking first episode. I feel like it would have had a lot more impact if like the character had been allowed to grow, and like then like suddenly it's like revealed or whatever, and you'd be like, it would force people that would, like, might have an issue just to be like, well, shit, I like that character. Now I know this fact. I have to reconcile. I'm just saying the way it was handled is like, what did that do other than just like feeling like wokeism of just like, that feels like we just have to have this character here to fill a thing, like to be different than, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't feel like it has a point. And I know it doesn't have to have a point. That's the point, is it doesn't eventually need to be a character that has a point. It's just a thing that is. But the fact that it was just brought out and like dealt with like immediately of like, you know, you're a transgendered character, and it's like, you know, like he's got a sister and is like very defensive of it, and he's basically like, you don't have to fight all my battles for me, blah blah blah. You know, I'm just like, it's just not. It's handled like very clunky.
Feel like it's clumsy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy probably handled it better.
Yeah. Umbrella Academies was real good.
Yeah.
I think. Like that just seemed to flow naturally with the show,
I mean,
and also with Elliot's.
Yeah, I was going to say, did they
Oh yeah,
adjust the story? Okay.
yeah,
They
they address it basically. It's like the first episode
of season
pretty
3?
sure. Yeah, of season 3.
I thought I tried. I just. It's not that I disliked the show. I just disliked the alternate families so much that I was like, I don't think I could watch this season right now.
It's hard because they're a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, and like I said, ultimately the end game is that they're just another human on the set.
Yeah.
Doing a thing. And I mean, I understand that's like where we want to get, but like,
did you
bring it up and then to be like,
yeah,
that's what you're doing?
You watched Quantum Leap, the new one, right? No? Okay.
No, I didn't.
Because there was a character there, and I'm not sure if they did anything, like if they ever addressed it or did, or, you know, if they're just like, this is a non-binary character. Okay.
I mean,
because I only saw a couple episodes, and I was like, "Oh, cool! They got somebody. They got a non-binary person in here, and they're just like part of the crew, and nobody mentions it." You know?
Yeah.
So hopefully, we've gotten to that point where like a gay character is just like, "Oh, they're gay. Okay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I think we're getting there, and I think calling it out still matters.
Sure.
It still matters for representation for people.
Yeah.
I agree. Like I said,
it
just felt clumsy. And it was like, I feel like you could have done better.
It needs to be less a point of like, we are pointing this out now,
right?
To reference it,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a very special episode. One thing, like Sandman with Desire.
Yeah, I haven't watched that either. So yeah.
Have you seen Sandman, Mackie?
I have not. I need to, but I have not.
The character Desire is probably the hottest person to ever exist on television, and is. I mean, it's
androgynous,
a god, but yes, I guess androgynous, but also kind of like non-binary, pansexual sort of.
The Tilda Swinton.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of Tilda Swinton-ish, but incredibly hot. And I don't know if the actor is any particular way, but they are so hot in that show.
Ooh. Now I gotta look up who this person is.
Yikes. And their voice is infectiously good. Like, makes the brain tinglies.
Oh, that's it. That's the character I was talking about in Quantum Leap.
Really?
Same
actor?
Yeah,
okay.
same actor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right, Hula, but it's incredibly effective. And there's Shannon. I haven't seen Shannon in fucking 800 million years.
Man, hello, everybody.
Hello,
hello!
It is BMFcast reunion night. Welcome to everyone.
Oh, man.
There's not a season 2 as far as I know, but god damn.
I know the second season of Good Omens just dropped. I haven't watched it yet, though, but that's on my radar hard.
I need to watch that. I have caught up on a bunch of stuff, by the way. She-Hulk, Righteous Gemstones,
Captain
What We Do in the
America.
Shadows. Also, if you like Danny McBride and Walton Goggins together, you should watch Vice Principals.
Oh, I was
Because
I was
it's
I've
Righteous
watched the
Gemstones.
first season. I didn't like where the second season started, and
Just-
and we stopped like 3 episodes in because I just couldn't. It wasn't as much fun when they were when they weren't the underdogs anymore.
right. I'd say keep watching.
Yeah.
It's not that many episodes, and I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
know.
still funny, the character interactions between those two, and it keeps going places, you know. And I love she plays the sister in Righteous Gemstones, but she's a secondary character in Vice Principals. That woman is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I've forgotten her name, but she's just a fucking riot.
Yeah, somehow, every time I feel like I learn her name, it slips out of my mind again.
I know.
It's so weird. Like, I don't know what that is.
I looked it up like
Yeah.
3 or 4 times when I was house sitting for the Mackeys for a week, and dog sitting, which was pretty fucking awesome.
Don't sit on dogs.
they're cool dogs.
They're good dogs. They're good dogs. When you
Edie
can
Patterson.
Amy Patterson,
Edie
Patterson,
Edie, yeah.
yeah. When you can finally get them to settle in and just chill out with you while you're watching a TV show, it's so cool because they're just little tiny dogs, and they just want to be close to you.
Little tiny heaters.
Yep. Bad during the summer, the heat, but otherwise, yeah,
That's why we have air conditioning here.
yeah, they're good dogs. But yeah, she's hilarious. I think both seasons of Vice Principals are good, and it
I think I
finishes
watched
off.
all of that, but I enjoy Righteous Gemstones a lot more,
Yeah.
just from the overall standpoint. Like,
Yeah.
Vice Principals is a little too malevolent, I think, for its own good. Like, yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm not saying like everyone's like a saint in Righteous Gemstones and everything. It's just like everything is like so evil feeling.
Yeah.
in Vice
Yeah.
Principals, yeah.
But I mean, I was gonna say there's so much more fucked up stuff in Vice Principals, but there is a lot of really fucked up stuff in the Righteous Gemstones
Yeah.
as well. It's
I think it's just perpetrated by more people. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like just 2 people being the worst humans on the
Yeah.
planet.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but season 1, just like that woman never deserves any of what they do to her.
No.
That's that was my fundamental issue with the show. Is just like, this is just so incredibly mean spirited and
Yeah.
Just because
strictly
these- yeah.
circumstance. But anyway, I need to get
I
out
mean,
of here.
speaking of that, I need to watch the new Righteous Gemstones. That's been coming out too. Oh, it is over now? Okay, well, I guess now's a good time to watch it.
Yep.
Binge it all.
Yeah, I guess that's a good thing about like seeing something out and being like, I'll wait, and then like next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's done. Okay.
Yeah, same with
All of it,
Secret
yeah.
Invasion's over. Apparently,
Yeah,
it sucks.
I don't know.
I couldn't get into it. I tried to watch it. I think I got 2
A
episodes.
lot of people
in.
that were just like, man, that finale was a wet fart.
Hmm.
That's that's all I know, and that they changed showrunners like literally after they filmed it, and so they reshot like
Huh.
2/3 of it
That's weird.
I didn't really get
Yeah.
any. I mean, I don't know. Like at
because
this point,
the original one was the Mr. Robot guy, and then they brought
like
in
Rami Malek, or oh, you mean
No.
the guy who ran Mr. Robot?
yeah, the showrunner, yeah.
Oh,
And then they brought in somebody else who did not have much experience and had to reshoot the entire thing in like 4 months. So yeah, that's a
Yee.
little.
yeah. I mean, it was fine. It just to me, it was like a, it's a second act movie. I mean, it's like we gotta progress this to get to where we're going kind of thing. So it felt like
Yeah.
perfunctory. I'm using.
Ooh, big words.
I know.
I feel. I don't know if I'll get back on the Marvel train at this point because I
Oh, I mean, I'm
missed
on.
She-Hulk.
Oh, shit,
I've
you
missed
really
Black
need to-
Panther 2.
Really need to watch
I've
that.
missed Ant-Man 3.
But you
missed
agree, I mean, She-Hulk is
Guardians.
fun as shit, right?
I think
And then-
She-Hulk is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
falls flat on the last episode.
Somehow I can't sell Jen on it, even though it seems like
I feel like that's
would be
that
more
is-
something she'd want to watch.
That's a
but-
first episode sell. Like the teaser thing, the credits thing in the first. If you're not sold on the first episode from just
Yeah.
that, the post credits thing. I mean, it's like I don't know what's wrong
Watch
with
an
it.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it's a some shows it's like, oh, you got to make it to episode 6. That's where it really kicks in or whatever. But this is like episode 1. You're on board.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because yeah, tonally, it's such a fun thing.
Oh yeah, everyone put good vibes out there for Jen because she had a third interview with the company.
Oh hell
so-
yeah! I'll
So we'll
definitely
see.
put
We'll
good
see what
vibes
happens
out.
there, and it sounds like she's really excited about it. So hopefully,
What is this? How it works thing?
By the way, kids, just in case you want to put something
Oh.
on the frame back here, it's badmovieframe@ourskylight.com.
Oh,
Just in case. Look, there's a Mothra.
Does ours do video? I think you had to pay
I think it
extra
does.
for that.
I think I asked about animated
GIFs, maybe?
I think you said you had to pay for that too, because I think that was the first thing I asked.
I don't remember. But anyway, if you want
Man,
to throw
pinball.
something up there.
Yes, it's Silent Gin.
It is definitely not Gen.
Oh,
badmovieframe@ourskylight.com.
I thought it was Jennifer.
No, that's that. What's that chick?
Huh?
There's an actress who's
Who's-
Gennifer. I can't remember.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
There's
Or like the name is actually
Oh.
Jennifer with a G.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's a Jennifer with a G. Yeah,
there's
it's
Yennefer of
I think
Fingerberg.
I think it's actually someone that was on Once Upon a Time. Weren't you just mentioning that?
I was.
I think
because
I
that
swear
chick's
I
in
swear
Spiders.
that
I think you're right. I
lady
think the
is
main character.
Carpenter. Is her last name Carpenter?
Hutchison.
Hutchison.
Hutchison?
Jennifer Hutchison. No,
I
wait,
also-
no, that's not right. That's no, or maybe it is. Maybe that's who I am thinking of.
Jennifer Hutchison.
Yeah,
I
'cause
also
she
read
did.
a book while I was house sitting for
Goodwin.
them.
Someone says Cow says Goodwin. That's 2 G's. GG. Jennifer with
I
a
read the
Yeah, I'm-
first book of the Witcher series,
The book.
and I'm about 3/4 of the way through the second book.
Boy.
I
Boy,
wish I
Witcher.
could read.
Yeah, your life would be better if you could read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to. I started Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't.
It's okay.
Couldn't do it.
Go ahead and go.
There's
The worst part is I never learned. to
Yeah.
read.
I think there's just like there's something about. I don't think I like his writing
That's fair.
because he'll be
sounds-
like he'll do like the thing where he's like. And then a man said a silly thing. Isn't that thing silly? Why would someone say a silly thing that's that silly? You know, it's just like that kind of like.
I mean, his
let me
writing is
reword this.
absurd. Absurd. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know. Maybe it's just not my speed.
That's fair.
Yeah, I got up.
You
to
don't
the,
have to
I
like
got
it.
up to the point where the Earth got destroyed, and I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Because I've got like the omnibus thing or whatever, you know, that's like every hitchhiker, like Hitchhiker's everything,
Yeah.
and it's like I was like, man, I don't know if I'm up for another 500 pages of this.
Yeah, I get that. It's not
Yeah.
for everybody.
I do need something to read though. I need something that's like
Have you
200 pages.
The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett? Have you ever read any Pratchett?
I have not.
Easily digestible, funny,
A
clever.
lot of people like him.
Is it purple?
You'll have to read to find out.
I mean, in my mind, it's purple.
Of course. Actually, it's blue,
As in blew your mind.
as in the Orlando Magic.
Oh.
Even though you're wearing Golden,
Golden
State,
State,
colors,
yeah.
but those are also kind
Yeah,
of the Magic's
'cause
colors.
I thought it was
Magic's
blue and
ownership is
silver
shitty.
or white or something. Isn't it blue and
Blue
white?
and yeah, but
It's blue, black, and
Yeah,
silver.
silver. Yeah.
It's an awesome
But
color
anyway.
scheme.
the Discworld books are.
Do you have any of them? that
I
would
have.
be
I
able
think
to
I have
borrow?
2. And there's no specific order that you have to read the Discworld books in. There are several recommended orders, but
Yeah.
you can just read them in publication order, and you're fine.
I'm realizing what I might do,
Yeah.
and this is probably sacrilege.
Yeah.
Books on tape while I'm painting my stuff.
No, that's fine.
There's some awesome audiobooks. I mean,
Yeah.
certain ones are.
Books on tape.
I mean,
just said
I-
books on tape.
Yeah.
How old am I? I'm old enough to remember books
Sorry,
on
my
tape.
my brain self-corrected.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like some of them are like I think better in audiobook form just because of the presentation. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel. I mean, I
If
feel
there's
like
a good narrator.
like I mean, if I think if I'd read World War Z, it wouldn't be as good as the audiobook.
Really?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, the audiobook is fucking great. It's like 8 different stories from 8 different actors. Like, you know, that's how the book is
Yeah.
presented, and it's really good.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I can't do that at work.
Right.
Like, because I have to write stuff sometimes. You know, it's just like if
Yeah.
I'm anything intensive, I can't.
I can't.
I can do podcasts because I don't necessarily like I can go in and
You
out
can
of
tune
them.
out, yeah.
But a story like a book, it's like no, I need story points.
Yeah. My brain will tune one thing out. It'll either be what I'm doing or what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't listen to new music while I work. I
Mm-hmm.
can't listen to audiobooks while I work. I can't watch new shows while I work.
Yeah, I mean, I can
Yeah.
I can listen to, I can put on like ambient electronica shit and
Yes.
work because it's like if I've never heard it, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I usually put on like Coltrane if I need to write, and I cannot have lyrics. It fucks me up completely. So I need like mellow Coltrane stuff.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
Like, there's a version of Lord of the Rings that's narrated by Andy Serkis. And, like, that seems like the
What?
coolest shit.
Yeah.
Does it just break into this voice?
Probably.
I mean,
I bet
would
he
hope so.
does.
I mean, why would you not?
Yeah.
Right.
You got the
Like,
guy.
then why would you get Andy Serkis if you're
Yeah.
not going to do that?
Hello, I am Gollum.
If I
I also need to watch those movies
My
again.
precious.
It's been like, I think it's coming up on 10 years since I last watched Lord of the Rings, and I'm like,
Dude, take
I
a
need
Sunday.
to watch fucking Lord of the Rings.
take a
again.
Sunday and watch
And
the
Jen
extended
hasn't
editions.
she hasn't seen them since they came out.
oh,
She hasn't seen the extended ones either.
book a Sunday, my dude.
Have
Yeah.
you? I mean, I assume you've read all Harry Potter, right?
Yeah, I read them all.
Because I
before
mean,
the movies
like
came
you've got
Yeah.
two great audiobook versions. I mean, Jim Dale and Stephen Fry. I mean, either one are audio butter to your brain.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stephen Fry, bit of a weirdo, has a nice voice for that.
Hey, Philip.
I'm just
Thanks
saying.
for
I mean,
chiming in
like,
right before you
I mean,
leave.
Hey, Phil's here.
I mean, I'm not saying like Stephen Fry is like one of those people like he could read me to sleep every fucking night and I'd be fine with that. But I
Yeah.
mean, like replacing Jim, or like re-recording him with him when Jim Dale is already fucking great is such a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
But I guess they were like Stephen Fry's more of a known quantity in America.
Also, they can just
but we're also talking about
they
like
print money with anything Harry Potter.
yeah. But I mean,
Still.
like we're also talking about. Does everyone remember the version of Planet Earth with Sigourney Weaver?
No.
I do not.
Yeah, the American version of Planet Earth had Sigourney Weaver narrating, and nobody fucking remembers that because I think very quickly afterwards they were like, "Oh wait, Americans like David Attenborough too."
Oh, we love
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
I mean they were just like, "Oh no, Americans won't listen to David Attenborough narrate something," and it's like, okay,
I would like to
Man.
listen to Benedict Cumberbatch read stuff to me.
There's
That dude's voice.
yeah.
Makes my
There's
brain
some
happy.
nature shows like they show up on like Nat Geo Wild and what's the other one? Animal Planet. Kevin Conroy is
Oh,
the
wow.
narrator on them, and I was like, and I didn't realize it at first.
R.I.P. to the real one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then I was like, finally it clicked with me. I'm like, that's fucking Kevin Conroy
That's cool as shit.
telling me about eagles and how they feed their young. I was like, hell yeah,
I love when
Batman knows
somebody
what's up.
Yeah, yeah. I love when people like that show up in places that I don't expect. Like every once in a while, I'll catch Keith David in something. I'm like, oh, that's fucking Keith David.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah,
Keep talking.
As opposed to David Keith, which sounds
Alright.
nothing like him.
Right.
shit.
All right, we gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here. I
right.
guess I probably should have shut that first. I don't need to kill my battery doing that.
Yeah, shut down.
Yeah, I want to say like God, dating myself. I think I had Planet Earth on. I think I had it on both HD DVD and Blu-ray. I think that was
I
like
think
one
that
of the
was
first.
that might have been the first Blu-ray I got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying I think that was. I think I bought it because I thought HD DVD was going to win because it was.
it had
Backed
the
by
name.
more people.
Well, it was backed by more people, and it wasn't just Sony, but Sony flexed their muscles and made Blu-ray win. But
PS3.
yeah, PS3 basically. But yeah, but anyway, so I mean, I'm pretty sure I double bought that series, but I think it had like you could choose either audio track.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Well, thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Yeah,
Great
thanks
to
for
see
the
you.
little reunion time here.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep, 2
Be
weeks.
back here.
Bi-weekly, fortnightly.
Yep, fortnightly.
Welcome to Fort Kira Nightly. Goodbye.